Crossover. Oh, killer crossover. Just crossover. It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
The crossover is powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. Good Friday.
Yeah, it is.
Mr. Vagina Boy.
What? Whoa!
That's what they're calling me.
That's the new nickname
You
on
just
the
don't really see that phrase on Twitter very often.
What,
unless you go to
vagina?
Josh's Twitter account.
Stop saying that.
Well, you totally
Your-
it's not one of the 7 words
our-
I can't say on the radio. I
Our
can say
friend
vagina.
said that on
I don't want
Twitter
you
last
to.
night.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It's very
Why does
early
it
in the
make,
morning.
Whoa. Why are you all woke now over there?
It's not a woke thing.
I think you're why I think
Oh.
Happer's woke.
I have
question.
evidence that I think towards that he's not woke.
It's not a woke.
Yeah, the one little
You like
mini
the Shane
Happer
Gillis
running
show,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a woke thing.
That's what your partner over there literally tweeted out. So vaginas are woke now.
Well,
that
you
was
can
his direct
tweet
tweet.
it, but then saying it. I don't know.
That's his direct tweet.
And
I'm
then
just quoting Josh
6
Hodgson.
times in a minute.
I'm just quoting Josh Hodgson.
Mhm.
That's
It
all
is
I'm
one
doing.
of those words you don't hear very often.
Yeah, you just got to get it out sometimes.
No, you don't. You
I
can
don't-
keep it in.
I don't think
Sometimes I write it down.
What are you writing down?
No, let's go back to something.
Okay.
So
The vagina that I was talking about.
yeah, I think I'm good. I don't think I'm going to write it down. I don't think I'm going to speak about it very much.
I think I don't like this topic.
Interesting.
Topic alert, not this
Is it
one.
is it in your show notes?
I was quoting some comedian.
What else are we talking about today?
Were you quoting the comedian Eli Drinkwitz or Shane Gillis?
No, neither of them.
Okay. So because this is a good email. I posed this question. You know, Caitlin Clark's not playing this weekend. People are bummed.
I had
I
heard.
It's going to take down the WNBA, which is getting more viewers than the NHL. Which,
Okay.
you know, that's a whole other thing. But there are people that are going after the Indiana Fever Twitter account that are upset that they paid money to fly to Indianapolis and Caitlin Clark isn't playing.
Sure.
So I brought this up.
It's
to
all
Matt.
the stars. It's not the 1-star game.
No,
It's all of them.
but she is. It
All-star.
is
You keep telling yourself that.
CCWNBA. She is the league.
Okay.
She is the Jerry West of the league.
She should be
like
the
if you look at the
logo.
backboard and the logo.
Mhm.
So people are bummed. You know, like for example, you're a big Royals fan, but you go to multiple games. But if you went to Kansas City and that was your only trip to the K and Bobby wasn't in the lineup, you'd be bummed, right?
I would be
Or
bummed.
if you went to see your Nuggets play
But it
and
happens.
Jokic,
Correct.
but if it's an injury, you can understand it.
if
And
it's
and
load,
it
is it load management? Is
But
that
if
what
it-
we're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
yeah.
load management, you paid money and you don't live in a pro market.
But in the case of, I don't know anything about this. Is in the case of Caitlin Clark missing the All-Star game, it seems like a real injury.
yeah,
Like,
it is a
yeah,
real
It's a
injury.
groin.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
got a groin.
there's nothing you could do about that. You just got screwed. Sorry.
I want to go back to he just said something because I
It's
said
got a
this-
groin.
A lot of people didn't realize that women can have groin injuries.
See,
Yeah.
I definitely I didn't know that was a thing.
You
that
don't know
people
what a
didn't think-
groin is?
No, I do.
You're about to learn. You're about to learn. Your body's about to start breaking down on you.
Mhm.
Okay. First off, I've already pulled my groin before.
Okay. So you should know.
Incredibly painful. Incredibly painful.
Some people are
Probably
into
one
that.
of the most
Yeah.
painful things that I've ever had to endure.
Very
Especially when you're doing it on ice
Very
and
uncomfortable.
then you do it and then you fall because you can't grab the ice anymore because your body won't let you do that. But I'm saying is that I was surprised when Gary told me that there were people who didn't realize that women also can pull groins.
Yes.
I thought that was kind of just a known thing.
Our
that
bodies
they
aren't all
also-
that different.
Yeah, that they also do have that body
Thank you.
part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mark brings this up. He goes, back in the early 90s, we drove up to see the Rangers and the Twins. Nolan Ryan was a late scratch.
Ooh.
Bummed.
That would suck.
Mhm.
I think there was a
But if you
Cubs game,
you,
KB
you
wasn't
drove all
in.
the way out to Denver and Jokic wasn't playing due to that rare time that he sits out,
I would be sad. I would be sad. But
Would it
there's-
change how
but
you?
would I tweet at the Nuggets, and call them bad words because they're not because he's not playing? Probably not. I would probably just eat that one. Sometimes those are the breaks. That's what I would say.
Do
But I'm a patient man.
Do
you know?
teams?
You are a very patient
I'm a
human.
very patient
You are
man.
very, except for, by the way, I was listening to your show. You and I are very simpatico, and I have to eat fast food in the car.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I'm not patient there.
a
I
great take.
cannot wait to
Yeah.
go home. Like I literally eat in the parking lot. I will go in the
Today,
park.
after I get done with this show, I'm going to drop off at a place and grab a pizza
Okay.
Whoa.
for my family
Nice.
Wow.
to eat at dinner.
Classy.
And it will just be sitting in my car for 15 minutes in the
Oh.
cardboard box.
So you gonna get like some
Hey.
garlic knots or something to eat on the way home?
No,
Okay.
I will not eat anything on the way home.
Oh my God. How?
In this case,
Impressive.
because that's what has to be done.
Oh,
The sacrifices we make for our
you
families.
think about the smell
Men.
tomorrow morning when you get back in your car and you got that
Ah,
pizza smell.
That's whenever I get whenever I come back from like the next time I use my car after I come back from Costco, because every time I go to Costco I get a rotisserie chicken. That stuff stinks.
Now,
I mean, it's really good. I'm glad I have the rotisserie chicken. You know, we do a lot of different things with it. It lasts a week, but it makes my car smell bad.
part
I
of
have to go windows open.
part of the reason though I love Broncos so much is because they have the bench out there. And I just feel like we don't have that as much in society as we should. Just the classic, concrete area with the 3, red benches that you can just sit down and eat
Yeah,
outside.
Sometimes those benches lack the proper upkeep that you want.
Sure, but I feel like that's part of the character. And they give you
Uh,
paper to
It
put
also
your
depends
burger
on what
on.
part of the country you live in.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in the part of the country where they are everywhere, where they are like,
But
they
they're
are
not used
known.
year round.
Mm.
Places that have where you
Sure.
can sit outside year round.
Oh, good
It's a
point.
little
Yeah,
bit
the
different.
weather when you
Yeah.
have a winter. The places that do have a winter probably don't have those places. I would just love to see more of those outdoor benches.
Sean writes in,
Hi, Sean.
what NBA and MLB tickets and ticket brokers do is they offer insurance. Pay X amount of dollars with your ticket in case the star player doesn't play in the game, then you get a full refund.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I could. Look,
I just looked this up for the Royals, maybe going at the end of the month, and it was like weather insurance, star insurance, like $7. I was like,
So the star insurance is real.
yeah.
I never buy any insurance on it. Well, except for like my life.
Yeah.
And,
It was also if your
Car,
vehicle breaks down on
house.
the way to the game.
I also.
Oh, you know
Really?
what? That's a great addition.
But you got to pay like what, $5 extra for it?
I think it was $7.
I'll
So who
roll
do
the
they-
dice.
so
there.
does it-
I'll
does it have
pass.
a list
That's
of-
2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Does it have a list of who they consider stars?
Oh, that's a great.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Like because what if I went to a Cubs game and I really wanted to see Ryan Terry?
What if your favorite player was Dyrone Blanco?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's on
You'd
you.
be driving to Omaha.
have Dyrone Blanco insurance.
Can I
Sorry.
get insurance for MJ Melendez?
actually-
That's going to be $15.
That is, I like that. Now, if that player does play, you don't get that money back, right?
yeah. You just go to the game.
I have Adam Frazier insurance.
You
If
determine.
Adam Frazier does play, I'm not going. No, I actually don't care about the Adam Frazier trade. People are freaking out about it.
I know a lot of people were really pissed when it happened.
I know the Royals. But so this is a thing. Like I was thinking about this recently. If you have baseball in your background, if you come from baseball,
Yeah.
I think you're just generally probably a more patient person. Do you think that there's any
Yeah,
legs to that?
yeah.
There's any
I
truth
think
to
there's
that?
a ton of legs to that. And I also think fishing as well.
Because I see people all the time online and they're like, well, they lost 2 games in a row. I guess I'll just go kill myself now. Like it's over. It's over. This guy's in an 0 for 14 drought right now.
No such
and
thing.
there's just no way I could see this ever being any different. And I'm just like, dude,
Okay, you see
chill
this.
out.
Okay, there are, let's use Nebraska, for example.
It's a great example.
Not everybody is a baseball fan or understands baseball, but they love the football team. And because they wear Nebraska, they're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
But then when you lose like 2 games,
Yeah.
you put it under the same microscope you do as you look at football when you lose back-to-back games.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, we still got
Yeah.
54 games
more-
left.
yeah.
We don't just have 10.
Maybe
Yeah.
you're just in a bit of a rut right now.
Well, the thing is that there's a difference in baseball. I've always thought of like losing the game and then the manner in which you lose the game. Like, I will not get mad if my team just loses a classic 5-2 game. All right, that's baseball. That happens. But if we were up 5-2 in the 9th inning and there was like a plethora of errors.
Yeah, but
and
that
bad
happens
pitching,
too.
But I would say, here's my reaction to it, and I've said this about Nebraska baseball. It's like, I'm not like freaking out, but this can't continue to happen.
My reaction would be like, should have had that one. Dang it. I guess we'll try again in the other 150
But when at some
games.
point, so like but at what point for you does that, like, it's got to ramp up eventually? You know?
September.
It's a pretty big sample. Like
It
you need a
is.
pretty big sample
It is.
size to make me angry.
But I'm just trying.
It's probably
I'm not defending anybody, but I have caught myself, and it's like when the Cubs, because they used to do this all the time, when they like Marmol would go up there and he would like blow one, and I would be like, "What are we?"
It's like a month at a
keep doing
time.
that.
It's like a month at a time.
I think that's a great way of putting it.
You know, if they're, but I also bake into for the Royals. I also bake into the equation that they're going to go 6-18 in April, and you know, so I'm just like, this is don't worry.
Hey,
August is right around the corner.
All I ask is that you keep Seth Lugo healthy for me.
Yeah, he's
Okay?
gonna not
For
be on the
us.
Royals.
Why is it a me? Every time you talk about the Cubs, it's a me. It's an us thing. We're in it together.
Who's coming back in that deal?
And you can have Owen.
You'll probably have Kevin Alcantara. He'll be playing center field for the
Another
Storm Chasers.
another
before long.
fast non-hitting outfielder. Awesome. That's good. That sounds like they
I
don't have
think-
enough of those.
I don't think Lugo is worth Casey, but Suarez would be worth him.
Maybe Moises.
What if you packaged him with a high leverage reliever or something like that?
Okay.
You know, what if it's
You need
Lugo?
another one of those?
No. I'm giving you another. one.
Oh,
You know,
we'll take Estevez.
Yeah. What if we threw Estevez in the deal or something like that?
I would worry about the future of your franchise. You basically said, screw it.
They're I don't know. They're probably not going to do anything.
Connor Happer.
Yeah,
I thought of you last night.
that's nice. It's good to be thought of.
I'm wearing a suit today, and I was getting my suit prepared.
You're not wearing a suit today.
I am wearing a suit.
You will be wearing.
I
a suit.
will be.
Okay.
I will be wearing a suit later.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
There's
who you hobnobbing with?
There's some horse races that are going on locally.
And so you're wearing a suit.
Yes, of course.
Of
Alright.
course.
Of course you are. That's what you got to look nice when you go to horse events.
Okay. All right.
Because you have
Anyway,
to dress properly.
continue.
And so I just wanted to let you know that when I was getting my suit ready, that I just will never forget the words when you told me who wears a suit more than 3 times a year. And I just want to let you know that I've been counting because of you.
So what are we at right now?
We're
It's
at-
July 18th.
We're at 9.
9 times.
We're at 9 times this year. I've worn a suit.
Wow. Now, is it just suit jacket or is it suit?
No, we're going full.
All right.
We're going full like
Full
pants.
suit. I'm probably at like 2, maybe 3 this year.
Really?
I'm not sure.
Well,
Yeah.
are
Because
we-
I'm mostly out of weddings in my life. I got one wedding coming up in October, and the weddings are basically over. He's like the youngest guy I know. He's getting married, and then we're.
already?
What do you mean?
I feel like you got a couple years left of the wedding.
Well, there's going to be some second weddings at some point, probably, but like
Yeah, but it's the second wedding. You don't have to dress up the same way.
Exactly.
You can
It's-
wear
That is
your-
true.
yeah.
You can wear your Whitworth.
Oh yeah,
my Whitworth.
your
Oh, yeah.
hoodie suit jacket.
Yeah, maybe that is an option for
Depending
second
on the time of
weddings.
the year,
But
of
I
course.
don't know many people that'll probably have a second wedding. But if there is weddings, it would be a second wedding.
Second
Hey,
wedding
thank you.
suit.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll save room. You know.
Ed
Well-
wants to know, Josh, because you're a Braves fan, do you get star insurance of a Braves player like Acuna? Does not get?
I don't imagine so.
Cashing in a lot on that.
I imagine they care.
God, I would love to be a Philadelphia 76er fan with that insurance. I'd buy, if I was a 76er fan, I'd buy the insurance every single time.
There's no way the NBA does that, right?
They would have to do insurance for playing.
They would make no money.
Once again, same thing. Just Embiid's playing tonight.
Oh, I don't. Oh, wait. I can't sell this now? Damn it.
I don't want to watch.
Wouldn't that be
guy
a good
play.
business plan? Like, hey, I'm just going to buy a bunch of 76er games that I think Embiid will play in, and then I'll sell them for more money because it's so cheap already because no one thinks he's going to play.
He's playing tonight. He's playing. I promise he's playing.
I would love for there to be a study that, like, what is the, like, when it's announced Joel Embiid is playing a 76er game, how much do you ticket prices go up?
First game of a back-to-back. He's playing tonight or tomorrow. You want in? You want in? You want in?
It's like gambling.
Got a text here from Pedro.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi guys, we got tickets to a Bulls game. Christmas. It was a Christmas game. It was Doug McDermott's rookie year. But Pedro's a Creighton fan. Doug got hurt, didn't play. Also, Kobe got hurt and he did not play.
Oh,
So we just got drunk and we did not care who won. Sad.
Yeah, I remember that. That was that was a fun Christmas. That's the only Christmas game I remember, which would have been in 2014.
If it was Doug's rookie year, it would have been 14.
14,
Yep, 14 into
the
15.
last time the Bulls played on Christmas.
I believe so.
Really?
I think that's the last time.
I feel like they're an every year Christmas.
We
team.
are not an every year Christmas team. Not recently.
No, so the Knicks get the 11 a.m.
It's
game.
been a while.
Bulls
Lakers are
won
playing-
113 to 93.
I think maybe
Go Bulls.
I think we played Cleveland in a Christmas game a couple years after, but I don't think that Chicago's played on Christmas Day in a while.
Bulls.
I've also been once they traded Jimmy, I was done. And then they got me back when they got Wendell Carter Jr. And then they traded Wendell Carter Jr. And then I was done again.
The Bulls played on Christmas in 14,
Yeah.
15,
Look at me.
16, 17.
Oh my God.
And
terrible
then
fan.
not since.
It's been a while.
So since 17.
Did they play Cleveland on one of those in 16 or 17? I don't remember. I was 14 years old.
No Cleveland games. It doesn't look like on Christmas.
Classic Rust Belt matchup.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think they played Oklahoma City, maybe.
Yeah, they did play Oklahoma City. in
I
one
do
of them.
remember that now.
There was a comment when the president was in Pennsylvania the other day. He was
Whoa.
pointing out some journalists, and he was describing a reporter that all she does is cover the Rust Belt. And he goes, she covers the Rust Belt really well. That rust, everybody knows what she's talking about.
That
covers-
rust. That
And I'm
rust.
She covers
I'm
the
like,
Rust
I'm
Belt.
like, where are we going here?
Nobody knows
It's like
the
she
rust.
does a great job,
She does an
gets-
incredible
she go-
job.
and he goes, I'm talking to her later about the Rust Belt. And I'm like, okay, all right.
I mean,
Nobody knows the rust better than her. Better than
that's
that
the problem
reporter.
with people who have like a gift of gab. Like they're not content just saying, "I know you, I remember you."
Yeah.
You have to extrapolate it.
I've talked to her for a couple of hours. Nobody knows the rust
You-
like she knows the rust.
I
It's
remember
quite
you.
incredible.
Did you hear that we saved Runza in Lincoln
Whoa!
and the food court?
I heard I heard they're doing a new one in Selleck.
Yes. When
What
did
happened to
Selleck get a
Selleck?
food court?
Selleck's had a food hall forever.
Yeah,
but
They've had a
it's-
food hall, but they said this is a food court.
Well, Selleck has had this
I thought
thing
they were
where
going to tear down Selleck.
Well, I
No.
mean, Selleck has always had that, but it's always, it's whatever they make. It's the cafeteria.
yeah, the
food.
cafeteria food was like some of the best on campus.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
but I thought
yeah.
they were tearing it down. Maybe not. Maybe Nebraska football saves Selleck.
Mr. Gorbabob, tear down this food court.
no. So Selleck,
Yeah, Nebraska football going to stay in the dorms every year.
Selleck was great when I was there because you could just order on your phone and you would go and you would pick up that food.
Whoa.
And
Ordering food on your phone?
so you would have the app.
They didn't have that there in the
You would have it on the app, and they had two different like food halls. Like they would have barbecue, and then they would have like a smoothie type deal. And so you could order those are the food. That's the food that they made. But then they had a Qdoba or Qdoba, however hell you call it, in Selleck. And so you would just order your
like an
Qdoba.
actual Qdoba?
Yeah, like a Qdoba in there. And so you would order Qdoba, and you would get it was great burrito bowls. So
That's
you'd
awesome.
Go in there, and then you just pick it up and you'd leave. And then like you could sit around, like there was seating there, but it was mainly like a lot of people would take the food out and then they would go and eat like in the little green space area. But that's been a thing, like Selleck having like brands and stuff and being able to pick up and stuff. That's been a thing since
See, but that's crazy to me because of the thing that we talked about earlier. Like first of all, I don't believe really in eating outside. Second of all, like
Good take.
if you're
I
taking
love eating outside.
if you're taking it back to your dorm, I mean, it's a good 10, 15 minute
depending
walk,
on
depending on where you
depending
live.
on where you're at. You know, if you're in a frat in one of those frats over there, it's not a far walk at all, or sorority, because you're kind of near sorority and frat row. If you're in Schramm, like if you're in the Schramm, Harper, Smith area,
That's where I was.
it is a bit of a hike because you got to go all the way down past the stadium, past the rec center to there. But if you live I guess if you live in Able, it's a long walk too. I mean, you just kind of have to take it back to the Union or eat it there. If you're a smarty pants and you live in the honors, the honors hall right next to it, you can just take it right to your dorm.
Nerd.
Which I think
Not familiar with that.
Nerd heart.
which a lot of the people who live in those honors buildings go over there.
My only semester in the dorms.
You were at Neidhart. Didn't you get kicked out?
No, I did not get kicked out.
You were asked to leave.
The
Was asked
breading
not
on the
to
top
return.
of Able kind of got us in trouble. But my problem was I thought Neidhart was cool because they had sinks in the room, and I thought that was really neat.
Mhm.
But it was a bad experience. I was on a English second language floor. My roommate was about 20 years older than I was.
Yeah, that's not the college
Yeah,
experience you want.
He said one night, "Do you want to go and jump trains?" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes,
There's
"I go
plenty
down."
of options.
He goes, "I go down by Harper Schramm Smith and I jump on the train." He goes, "Do you want to go do it?" I'm like,
Hobo.
No. But
you ever jump trains though?
No.
I jumped off a train once. It was on accident.
How? Okay.
Well,
So you fell
How
off
did this
a train.
accident happen?
So you fell off a train. You
Well,
didn't jump off a train.
no, like I purposefully jumped. So
How
like,
fast was it going?
well, we had. So I don't know. People might be familiar with this. So if you're every summer I go to Dubuque, and sometimes we stay
Mhm.
like downtown across the tracks to get to the like in the actual downtown area of Dubuque.
Yeah.
But you know where you're going at night, the Diamond Joe Casino. So there's some railroad tracks there, and the train was just sitting there, right? And
Mhm.
so you have to go through or over the train.
Okay.
And so I'm on top of the train, and then the train starts moving. I'm like, damn it! Out of all these times, jumped off the train and kind of rolled my ankle a little bit.
Shoot.
Yeah. It's a big jump. It's a big jump. I was beat up. But then I went and gambled and got beat up more. No train on the way back.
Yeah, I'll probably get beat up today.
Nope.
The whole thing though about Selleck, like, I don't know why you would go and order from there and pick up from there, because you got the Union right there, and the Union is just way better in terms of quality of food.
Imperial Palace.
And it smells better. Selleck is smelly.
So I didn't know about the Runza thing until I was in a group text with guys I went to college with. And we came to the conclusion that for people that have gone to UNL, that if they ever tried to remove Imperial Palace, there would be a
No.
riot.
There would be.
You couldn't
People
do that.
from all
Well,
ages and years that they
I-
went to school
I-
there would come back to
So
Lincoln.
that the guy who runs that,
Mhm.
he works the counter sometimes. He also like runs.
Teaches?
He also runs like, this is from what I was told. I don't know if this is true or not, so please help me. But he also runs the Hero downtown. Like he is a
Hero 88?
he is a business mogul. Yes,
Hero 88
You wouldn't know.
downtown is incredible.
it is.
It
It's
is
a nice,
so good.
It's a nice spot.
So I'm actually going to tell you guys right now that Imperial Palace probably gets the least amount of run out of the things that were in the Union whilst I was going to school there, by far.
Gen Z.
Whoa.
The
It should always be packed.
the Chick-fil-A was always popping. The Steak and Shake, when they were actually open, was popping. Subway got a ton of run. Even the Valentinos, I feel like you got a better, like, 2 slices of pizza with breadstick like deal. Imperial Palace doesn't, like, there's maybe 1 to 2 people I regularly saw getting
Well,
it consistently.
Good for them people.
I only knew one friend of mine who was like a diehard Imperial Palace dude.
Mhm.
Shout out Quinn.
We would riot if they took out Imperial
Yeah,
Palace.
that'd be a
enjoyed
problem.
We
it.
would
It
riot.
was fine. It was good.
I would not be happy with that decision if they did that.
What would
I'd
they
cut off all my non-existent donations.
I don't know if they put a Chipotle. They put a Chipotle in there as opposed to Imperial Palace. Like
That would be
No,
horrible.
No,
that would be the
Mount
worst possible thing
Rushmore
they
of
could do.
union restaurants is Burger King,
Look,
Sapporo,
Look,
Imperial Palace, and then probably Runza.
Imperial Palace was playing against plumbers and dentists. Okay, come on, let's be honest. They
There might
weren't
be a little to that.
They weren't going up against the behemoths of Steak and Shake and Chick-fil-A and all of those guys. Okay. So the whole on the Mount Rushmore, that's your Bill Russell. Okay. The time has changed. Things have moved on.
So you're
It is-
saying Bill Russell wasn't great?
No, but I'm just saying that Bill Russell just didn't have the competition that, the guys that currently are in the NBA.
And
play
I'm
against.
saying, who cares?
I'm saying retire Imperial Palace's jersey across the league.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be great. So we could put a Chipotle in the Union. I'd be a fan.
There's
of
a Chipotle like a block away.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's a pain in the ass to get to.
It's not.
It's a long walk, and there's some weird people who are always over there. There's a lot of guys. Come on, I'm telling you,
weird people are hanging outside of that
some
one.
strange.
Go to LeBron Pizza next door.
Exactly. There's even stranger people that were hanging out there as well. That was like right next to the FedEx. It was always crawling with just weirdos.
Oh yeah, you need some copies?
Well, I would have to print out my game sheets.
Rest in
over
peace,
there.
Kinkos.
So I would go over there and I would print out my game sheets, and then I would go and get Chipotle.
You gotta find.
And then
what? That's amazing. How when you go to a place, and you maybe need to do. Us broadcasters, I guess, could relate to this. Gary, you go to many of the small corners of America. Is there or is there not always a Kinko's or a FedEx, a place to print?
Okay, a place to print, but less Kinkos.
Hotel
or there
lobby.
are Kinkos FedEx. No. I tell
No, they're really bad about that.
I tell our director of ops, I'm like, hey, when you make these hotel reservations, can you ask if they have like an office where we can print stuff?
Mhm.
And then it'll blow you away. How many places either don't have a printer or the printer never works and
doesn't work.
nobody knows how to fix it?
Correct. The print
Because no one's ever asked.
in Arkansas, the printer was locked inside of a cabinet connected to a computer that the screen didn't work, or the screen only half worked. I'm like, this is horrible. So I have to like Uber to a Kinko's or something like that. It was awful.
I had to a lot of times email the front desk agent their personal email.
Yeah.
And then
they'll print it.
Yeah, they would print it in like the back office. But once like COVID, post-COVID, the office and like the availability of a printer and stuff and computers out.
I know.
So Marriott's
Remember
are the
paper?
best. Marriott's are the best computers,
Poll question.
and they usually have a printer right there where you don't have to go through anybody else. But any other place,
But I want some options too. If we're really asking for the high end, like I want to put a couple sheets on cardstock, like I should,
That's the
I
Uber
was-
to the Kinko's.
I was printing at FedEx, and my buddy goes, "Look at this! I got this." I was just testing around with like the different types of paper that they have, and I was like, "Wow, this is a very much high quality paper that you're getting as opposed to what I'm getting."
Mhm.
And then like you start customizing a little bit with the colors and the type of paper that you're getting. It was incredible.
I did go pick up a print job the other day down the road here at a local office supply place, and I was thinking that I felt bad for them because it must be so difficult to understand what people want. How difficult must that job be working behind and there's people in the lobby of the print shop who are just beside themselves. The line is 40 people deep. There's only one guy. He is sweating. He's like the person at Popeyes who's got their head buried in their hands.
There's
outside.
a line of 6 people, and everybody's job takes 20 minutes.
Yes. But when you get a print job done, it's got to be really specific.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know what you want.
This is a good point.
And there's no real way to really tell them the details of what you want.
You're like, I want
You got to talk to a person.
11 by 15, want it colored, and I want this type of paper.
Sometimes they don't have the paper that can bind the other paper together and things like that.
I'm going to guess I'm a lot like the rest of America, where I don't know the size of a piece of paper. I don't know the term.
Well, the standard,
8 by 11?
8.5 by 11 is now standard. And then 11 by 15.
Well, 8.5 by 11 is just printer paper.
Yes. And then,
but a lot of people don't want that.
Sure.
And then I think it's 15 by 24 might be the next one, or 15 by 22 is like the next one up after 11 by 15. I was an 11 by 15 man personally.
I believe they call that legal, right?
Yes.
Yep. Love to go to 11.5 by, and then I take the Manila folders.
I was in there when I was getting my scorebook made this year. It was a long conversation.
Really?
A long.
You said that with like an exhale. Like it was like you were bringing up ghosts from the past. Was it really that difficult?
It was just a long conversation. because you got to tell them exactly what you want, but you don't know. You can't explain really well what you want because you don't know the sizes of papers and what he's. Do you want? They talk about the thickness of the papers. I'm like, I want it thick.
You also don't know what your options are either.
Right, yeah. Right.
How thick? Like a bowl of oatmeal. That's what I want.
And so by the time you keep going, he lays out like 4 papers on the counter, and you're like flopping them around to see how heavy one of it is. Like, I think I want this one. They're like, oh my god, this guy is. So both parties are mad at each other.
Let's see Van Patten's card.
So Kinko's and FedEx would be
Good
smart.
reference.
Thank you.
Around sports broadcasting to put together options like packages for your score sheets, your
great idea,
your spotting charts, your score books.
Yeah, they should do that.
Because if they corner that market, college kids,
that'd be enough to keep them going.
I think a market that's not cornered enough is like just have a website that has all of the ideal like formats for calling sports.
Oh, I had to find a template for baseball for the high school tournament.
Hard.
Oh my god!
You better have your own.
I have now my own for basketball because I've been able, but I've taken that and I've customized it.
I found one, but I had to dig.
Yeah. There should be.
You didn't go to Dick's and just buy a scorebook?
That's what most people do.
I needed the information too.
Yeah,
exactly.
For like
I had not been following these teams all year.
For hockey, it was insane trying to find like a format to like go off of.
I bet
could help me like actually put here are the lines, here are the players, here are the coaches, here's the records. Then you got to put the information in. So then you have to make the piece of paper bigger. Then you have to like fix it was hell on earth doing that. Would be that'd be a
chart game.
Gary,
right?
it's a great idea. It'd be a hell of a market to corner.
We got
make
like
a website.
John Baylor test prep. Why not John Baylor charts prep?
That worked. That would work.
Now, he would be someone when he first started that company in Lincoln because he'd go to the FedEx Kinko's that was right on the edge of campus or the one that was on 48th and try to explain to them what he wanted. He would tell kind of similar to yours nightmare stories.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to communicate.
But also they're hard to find. Like you don't see a lot of standalone Kinko's anymore.
No.
The nice thing though about
what just because people like you'd go there to get your resume and your cover letter on really nice stock. Now you just email it.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I don't want to have this stuff. Like if I'm doing a game and I want to have all this stuff on my computer, it's too many tabs and windows, and I gotta call stuff up. No, I want to have everything around me. I want to create a dome for myself almost with the game in front and all these papers around me. The less use of computer, the better. But you need something for the live stats.
The nice thing is that there were enough broadcasters who were going to that FedEx to print out their stuff pretty consistently that the FedEx almost got to the point where it's like, oh, it's one of you. Okay.
That's helpful.
Like here okay, I know what you people like, and then they like print it up and you're like, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. And it was like everyone became kind of like regulars because they were just like, all right, here come the broadcasters.
That's helpful.
It's
that's helpful.
I'm sure they looked at their calendar. They're like, damn it, we got a women's basketball game tonight. They're all going to be in here printing up their crap.
Like the Platte City QT. You got to get that broadcast schedule.
Exactly.
They're like, damn it, they're playing Doan tonight. That means they're going to be on TV too. We got to get 8 different sheets ready.
Exactly.
Hey, how smart was like Waffle House to build right next to that QT? And there's a Culver's there.
It's incredible.
McDonald's was always there.
I'm telling you, when we came back from Arkansas, we just parked the bus in the parking lot, and then everyone got out for 30 minutes. And just
is it a big QT?
Half the team went to Culver's. Half the team went, or some people went to Burger King, McDonald's. There's Taco Bell right there. There's a QT. There's a bunch of other stuff too, right there.
I will unfortunately not be traversing with the rest of everybody back to Lincoln or back to Omaha after the game. So I'll actually have to discover it on my own. I'm going to Kansas City, or I'm going to Denver, and then I'm coming back to Kansas City.
You're going to Denver after.
And then I'm driving back, but I can discover it. Maybe I go to, is there a Buc-ee's around there?
In Kansas City?
Around that area?
Yeah.
Would I have to go out of my way?
I don't think it's done yet.
Oh, damn it.
I don't think it's done yet. Probably got a few more years on that construction progress.
What is it? The Mutual of Omaha building?
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have like 100 gas pumps.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the whole bit.
I didn't know
120 gas pumps coming to the KCK.
And then you go
Buc-ee's.
inside the actual gas station, and it's just Walmart.
Why do you need that many?
They'll all be full, I guarantee it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be hell on
Because
earth. Trying to find, like, I got to go all the way to 107 to get my gas pump.
But you never have to wait. You know that you pull off and you can get right to a gas pump.
120 pump, 74,000 square foot travel center.
What is going on?
Is there a lot of people drive?
Is there a bus that's coming out of there too? It's
296 parking spaces.
I'm telling you, it's a Walmart combined with the biggest gas station you've ever imagined.
Are the buck nuts? Is that what they call? Or the
Yeah.
buck? Yeah. Are those good? The buck nuts?
They are.
Yeah.
Bucky's plans to actually go over the 296 requested parking spaces and install 560 due to the expected high volume.
Yeah. Bucky's looked at Kansas City and be like, "Nah, you're going to need more than that."
And they also have a car wash. Have you ever seen?
I mean, have
you ever seen the advertisement for the car wash manager at Bucky's? Because they will put the pay
like $150,000, probably.
yes, to run the car wash at a Bucky's.
Yeah.
Once again, sounds like hell on earth. I feel like that's like there's a reason they're paying that guy so much.
$150,000 though.
I don't know, man. If it's $150,000 to run a car wash,
you don't think
that's got to sound terrible. It's got to be the
you
worst
don't
job
think
in
the kids
America.
That speeders, when you pull in and you try to make sure that your wheel is aligned, he's the one going. And then he's dancing.
That guy makes 110.
They should do the Savannah Bananas of car washes. You know,
what do you mean?
Just a big old guy in like a yellow suit, and they're dancing. And it's all lights, and it's
he's on
disco.
stilts,
and they kind of
do.
They do as you get
Russell Speeder guy.
Yeah, when you go through and you get at the end, the Russell Speeder guy is.
Yeah, he's always waving at you.
He tells you to come on in, and then he does a backflip and does a TikTok right in front of you.
What would happen if that Russell Speeder guy that waves at you and spins all day at 114th and Center?
Yeah,
that ever just broke.
That would be a nightmare.
Do they still have those guys who are spinning around the arrow that they're like?
Oh yeah, you see.
Like, come on through.
The scooters people at 72nd and Dodge, they're out there flipping around that thing. All
Taco
the time.
John's often employs a sign spinner.
Yep.
God, those guys got to make 170, right?
Well, it's probably about $30 a day.
Over a day.
A day, $170.
I did not see as many tax.
Doubt it.
I did not see many Statue of Liberties this year.
Yeah.
Usually you see them.
Yes, you do.
Come on into Jackson Hewitt.
All right.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, you guys too. Monday it'll be time to talk.
How many days?
I don't know. Is it what 40? It's 22 from being 20 away or something like that. 21?
I think we're at we're at 41,
so
right?
Because 41.
We're 21 days away from being 20 days away.
There you go. All right. That's Crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. Friday, we'll start things off next.
That's the Crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
Warming up and turning humid as we wrap up the week Friday. Plan on partly to mostly cloudy skies with the south breeze gusting up to 20 miles per hour. Highs in the mid-80s. Storm chances return overnight, mainly after midnight. A few storms could be on the stronger side. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Greetings, human neighbor.
Hey, Zendar! I'm on my way to buy some Nebraska Pick 5 tickets and wondered if you and Marlex would like me to pick you up some. I know how much you guys love the game.
A kind gesture. However, we procured several tickets this morning.
Oh, so you know about the Nebraska Lottery's Pick 5 winning drive promotion?
Affirmative. but elaborate further.
Well, through August 5th, when you spend $5 on Nebraska Pick 5, you'll get a voucher. Enter the number online and you could win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets, a weekend football experience, regular Nebraska football season tickets, or AVCA volleyball showcase tickets.
Ah, football, the sports competition in which large humans struggle to possess a spherical object made of animal hide.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to a game?
Negative, but we do enjoy grilling the spherical object and consuming it with chilled wiper fluid.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone. Happy Friday. It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. And on 1620thezone.com, Connor Happer and Josh Odson with you. Friday to you all. We had a great weather day yesterday. I heard about top 10 day alerts, and it felt like it yesterday. Wow.
I never got confirmation, but I believe we hit all the prerequisites for it.
You don't get those mid to upper 70s days in July very often.
Right.
So congratulations. Are in order, I think. Nice job.
Congratulations are in order to you, Connor Happer, as well.
What?
5 shows in the studio.
Whoa, it's not over yet.
Obviously, yeah. We got another, 3 hours to go?
I'd say we're off to a good start. We're throwing a perfect game this week, Josh.
And I went and said something.
For the first time since, what did we decide? Middle of May, maybe?
Yeah.
Second or third week of May. 5 shows in the studio together. Now that's a lot of prerequisites, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there. There's a lot of stuff that's just pre-scheduled or whatever it might be. But 5 shows, normal week in the studio together.
Boom.
Me and my guy, Josh.
Oh, wow.
We'll see what happens next week. Can we make it 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 potentially in a row? Wow. I know we won't be making it 11.
That's right.
So
I'll make sure of it.
That's when the streak ends. I think it's possible. I think it's possible that we can run it back next week. Maybe this is just the middle of a beautiful, beautiful time, Josh. Who knows? But welcome to the show, everyone. Today, coming up on Friday, Brian Christopherson, Husker 247, Steve Sipple at his new time, 1 o'clock. We'll see if everyone remembers that. And no Munson today, as he is in transit. So that's the lineup, powered by the referees at John Egan's Weather Guard. Want to hear from you all, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. You can call or text that number, tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed, email Connor or Josh Show at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamer today. Streamers, I should say.
Yeah, there's multiple.
Where Charles says white shirts. Our coworkers have been commenting on our white shirts today as well. They think that we called each other and said, "Are you wearing your white shirt today?" And
we're going white.
Yes.
It's Friday white.
The answer to that question is absolutely. We sent a text out this morning.
Mhm.
The jerseys today are white shirts. I don't care exactly what they are.
No.
I could have worn that 1620 The Zone polo. It was very nice that we got from the College World Series.
Yeah, great gift from the bosses.
I didn't. I wanted to throw on my nice comfy white hoodie today
Hoodie.
for some reason.
In
It's just
July.
it's like a light, it's more like a long sleeve shirt. Is all. Bayamon says they look bright and handsome. Thank you, Bayamon. And hats, trucker hats.
That's right.
So get used to it. That's what you're going to be dealing with the entire show today. Elsewhere, plenty of other things to come. Got an email from a listener last night based on a topic that we had on the crossover, based on a take that young Austin had this week that got him in a little bit of hot water. We'll talk about some stadium atmospheres. I have a couple things to say.
We're not scared
about that a little bit later on in the show. No, maybe you will fire up the TikTok cams. Maybe not. Who knows? Baseball is back. As God intended, the Cubs play at 1:20 at Wrigley Field today.
Hello.
Yeah, and there's a full slate of baseball games. Eli Drinkwitz has many things to say, including wanting to see 30 teams in the college football playoff. Exciting.
Feels like a lot.
Yep. People are wondering if the Big 12 is going to be back to being a high-powered offensive league. I finished the drive. I finally did this because we talked about it with BC last week. I had to reference a stat on it. I actually finished up the drive chart from last year, Nebraska's drive chart. And so I wanted to go through it and put it in context a little bit and see if we can learn any lessons or lay out some baselines for what it might look like in 2025. Can I interest you in wheat in the end zones? We know Josh has takes about venues and things like that. Have you heard about the Kansas football stadium?
I have seen this. I have heard about this.
All right. Maybe we could talk about that. I'd like to set a total today for how many years whatever version of the next college football playoff we land on lasts. Maybe we'd suss that out today on the show.
Okay, good game.
Josh does not want to see our Coldplay concert memes anymore. We'll give him a segment to unload on that. Chris Crutchfield, Omaha basketball coach, is having problems getting people to play them, which honestly makes a little bit of sense. But
teams are scared.
We'll proffer some ideas. Also, are you unk?
I don't know what that means.
Are you unk?
Can you say that on the radio?
Yes. Are you unk is something that we'll discuss today on the show. And chances are, if you're listening to this program, you are unk.
Whoa.
Welcome to Unk Town.
Population U.
That's what this show is. It's a bunch of unks in there. It's an unk fest.
Unk Fest 2025.
We're all unk. All right, that's the setup for today. We are pleased that you are with us. Thank you for being here. And let's fire up a Friday show on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
I'm a fabulous driver.
The Connor Happer Show
I'm one of the best friends you could ever have in your life.
on 1620 The Zone.
I hate you.
Hello, I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. If you've ever wanted to have your cake and eat it too, there's good news. You can have that every day at Equitable Bank. You get state-of-the-art mobile banking as well as online banking. And if you ever forget your password, don't worry. You can give us a call at 402-827-8100, and we'll answer it on the first ring to help. Equitable.
A story that we first brought you on the Odd News yesterday. That was certainly the first time you heard about this. There was a man and a female enjoying their time at the Coldplay concert. They were put on the kiss cam, and then they did not want to be on the kiss cam. Why? Because that was not the person they were supposed to be with at the Coldplay concert or anywhere except for work in their specific case, but not back hugging. That's for sure.
One of them has to get fired, right?
Out of that, yes. I probably, actually, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's very public though. So speaking of it being very public, out of that, there have been many memes. You know, the college football community has gotten in on the action. In fact, I just saw Lane Kiffin retweet a Coldplay concert meme. It's the guy, the CEO, holding the woman from behind is me, and then the woman is watching 6 college football games at once for 12 straight hours. You could tell, if you were both listening on the radio and watching on YouTube, that Josh Otson's not laughing.
I'm not.
Because Josh doesn't think the memes are funny.
I'm over this crap.
Jake writes in on Twitter,
Hi, Jake.
When did Josh become such a grumpy old bear? The Coldplay thing just happened. We get a whole week's worth of memes after such an earth-shattering event like this. I think he makes a good point.
He does. It's one of those things with, because of the job, I have to be on the internet so much.
You see a lot of it. Don't go to your For You page on Twitter. I'll tell you that.
Consumed a lot of it. Brown's helmet hugging the woman, and it says drafting crappy quarterbacks.
Yes, that's funny.
Cowboys, and it's hugging the 90s. Like, yeah, okay.
Very funny.
They got the Sports Center anchors yesterday hugging each other in the same style.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It hit this point where the least funny person in your office knows about this and is trying to crack Coldplay jokes. And
definitely,
like
it's definitely expanded to one of those things where you would talk about it in your office. Did you see? Actually, the other people who aren't on the internet, which good for them, are just learning about this now.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably just talking about it on many FM radio shows tomorrow.
My parents learned about it probably this morning.
Okay.
And
It
I
got
don't
to-
know that to be true.
Has it got to Facebook yet?
Yes,
Okay.
probably.
All right. That's moving fast then.
Yeah,
And it's only 2 days.
Your FM morning shows beat the hell out of it this morning after it had already been beat to hell yesterday.
If it got to Facebook in 2 days, that's pretty quick moving.
It is.
Chances, I mean, we got a weekend in front of us here. This will be it. We're probably never going to hear about this again.
I would agree.
Until maybe it pops up in like September or something like that. And we're like, oh yeah, remember that day that the guy was hugging that girl at the Coldplay concert?
If one of those people is going to be fired, today at about 4:30 would be the time to release that kind of information.
We got to the fake press release yesterday. Did you see the fake press release from the CEO?
I saw that. They released a press release, but I couldn't find the press release.
It was fake.
Okay.
It was fake. It was made up. And but it was funny because the end of it was like, the whole thing was like, I'm sorry. It was kind of believable. And then at the end, it was like, well, I don't believe my privacy should have been invaded like this. I was, nobody should do kiss cams anymore. Basically, it was like it turned into a war against kiss cams.
And at the Coldplay concert last night, Chris Martin asked, okay, are you a legitimate couple? So like,
kind of funny. I
don't disagree that it's funny.
Okay.
I'm tired of hearing it.
You just don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe you should Michael Severe mute Coldplay memes. I don't know if you could do that.
Now that's something I should try. But I guess a lot of the memes don't specifically mention Coldplay.
No, they don't. Hardly any of them at all, in fact.
Yeah. I got to find a workaround.
Andy writes in.
Hi, Andy.
I think we need a picture of Josh and Connor in that pose. It'd be another good sign-off picture like the one that we use when we're laying in the grass together, like if you're watching with us on YouTube.
It's a beautiful photo of us. High school graduation-esque.
They took us out for that photo shoot, and we told them straight up front, we were like, make us do anything you want. We'll do it. We're yours. Half hour, we're yours.
There is one of us doing the Jack and Rose from the I'm the King of the World.
There is.
I got to find that.
Yeah, I don't know if we've used it yet,
I don't think we have.
It's in the files.
And the files are in the computer, and I don't know where they're at.
Inside the computer. Alex and Lincoln said it'd be a great bit. Okay. I can't get out of my mind how the guy looks like Kevin Burkhardt.
He really does.
Last night I was like, wow, Kevin Burkhardt's in big trouble. And it kind of got lost in the wash of all the other memes that were going on. But I just think the guy looks like Kevin Burkhardt. I feel bad for Kevin Burkhardt for being drug into this, but I just think he looks like Kevin Burkhardt. It's a very specific meme for only like 8 people, but
I have found the file of photos.
Okay.
So maybe when you're talking to BC, I can find the sign in. I'm in. It's a computer. I'm in.
Alex and Lincoln says,
wow, the first one. Wow.
Don't lie to us about it being in your files. Okay, can you get that over to can you get the raw over to the YouTube real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what we have.
Download.
On file for us to do. How close to the Coldplay meme is it?
Not very. It's very Titanic.
Okay. I don't remember this.
Okay.
So where were we?
We were on the steps of the Chuck box. I believe I'm Jack in this scenario, which is interesting because I thought I would have volunteered to be Rose. Just so
you're
you
taller
didn't
than
have
me.
to.
You're taller than me. You gotta go. You'd have to be the person behind in that scenario.
All right, it's on.
It's kind of how it goes. Andy says, make sure you tell your wives before posting.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Well, it might be too late. We're about to just out ourselves in this very specific situation. Interesting. Josh is getting in on the Coldplay memes. This segment is really taking a turn.
Well, the people wanted it.
Yeah. The people did want it.
Who am I to say no?
I don't think you would. You always are looking out for the people.
Right. It's not about me. It's about the MP4. What?
That is a movie.
I know.
Was it a video, Josh?
No, it was not.
All right.
They're just
so we'll get
asking me all sorts of questions.
We'll get Josh working on how to save files so we can make them show up on YouTube, and we'll have that for you.
It's loading up right now. Here we go.
Okay. I'll wait patiently.
There we are.
That's not at all embarrassing.
We agreed to that photo.
I told you that you're we'll do whatever you want.
Mhm.
Baymont says, "Is this a score bug on the radio type of analysis?"
No, we can explain it. I mean, we're at the
Well, we could also tweet this out or something like
Yeah.
that and say, "Is this the, when you go to a Coldplay concert and you're not supposed to?" Wait, isn't Jack behind Rose?
Well, I don't remember.
I think you're Rose.
Okay. That's what I would volunteer to do because I know you wouldn't volunteer to be Rose.
Wow. I would volunteer. I would do anything. I would do anything.
So what do we want to caption this on the socials? When the weekend hits, or
No. I think you have to make reference to the
Okay.
Coldplay thing, right?
when you go to Coldplay concert?
Yeah. Here, exclusive. Photos have been obtained from last night's Coldplay concert or something like that. Yeah. All right. I like that. Segment number 1 today: workshopping a tweet. That's how we roll here on a Friday. We'll be back after this, and we'll talk some sports at you on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Friday on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com.
I like that.
Yeah, we got to get some Friday energy going.
Oh, it's still up.
I don't know if I have it.
You don't have it?
I don't know if I got it today, Josh.
Okay, I was kind of feeling the same way on the way in.
So we're going to have to, one of us is going to have to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, one of us is going to have to find it.
Hopefully, theoretically, both.
That'd be great.
Do you think how many days, what is the percentage of days in a year in which we both have it? And I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know how to define has it or doesn't have it, other than you kind of know it when you hear it or you know it when you see it. I feel like I have it like 3 out of 5 a week.
Okay, during football season, yeah, I feel like I got it 3 out of 5.
During
these slower times of the year,
yeah,
it's probably more about 2.
2 out of 5. So chances are there's at least 2 days a week where we both have it.
Mm-hmm. That'd be like 100 shows a year.
There's not very many days where we both don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry, we got plenty of time to find it. That's for sure.
One of us has it probably, at least 85% of the time.
That's a great formula for having it, for just dudes who have it.
I think that's pretty good.
The photo, Josh has gotten in on the memes at Happer Show. Exclusive photos have been obtained from last night's Coldplay concert. You can check that out at Happer Show.
Now I'm a little mad that we didn't do that yesterday and just really capitalize it. I forgot it existed.
It is a little late now, to your point, but it's still topical. Like I said, it's just getting to Facebook, so still topical.
Yeah.
All right. I was reading a story this morning from Dan Wetzel on ESPN regarding the college football playoff. He writes, a 12-team CFP system works. It doesn't need a 16-team fix. And I thought, wow, an idea at least that makes some sense. And so you read through this, and it's a commentary on how we really don't have any patience anymore, and fire, ready, aim instead of ready, aim, fire. At the same time, I do think a lot of people in college football or college athletics complain about how slow things move from time to time. But we came from an era where that was absolutely the norm, and now it's not anymore. It feels like things are changing all around us all the time, and they can change on a whim. So I think out of all of this college football playoff talk, and I know people probably are sick of getting beat over the head with it. Like maybe you even don't care about it all that much. They're just like, geez, 12, 16. What's the difference? And honestly, I share your exhaustion. I share your exhaustion with talking about it all the time. But out of this, I think that I have found the thing that I am most passionate about, and it's not surprising given the things that I always talk about in this show. I have found about myself. We learned a lot about ourselves during these times, Josh. I have found about myself that I actually don't care what format they do. I have my preferences, so I guess I care a little about it. I prefer them to have the 5 out of the 2 models that are being tossed out there right now. I prefer the 5+11, just because I think the other one is super duper antiquated and doesn't make a lot of sense for how playoffs work, really in any way, shape, or form. And there's a reason why there's only one conference that's sitting behind it right now, and I really can't even figure out why they like it very much. That would be the Big Ten. So there's the formats and which side you're on and all of that stuff. But I have found, like I said, that I don't really care as much about that. What I care about more is how we can't do one thing for any more than like 5 years now. Maybe that's even high for the amount of years. So what I would like to do is I'd like to set a total for how many years, whatever version of the CFP we land on for next year's, the contract that starts next year, which we will find out the answer to at some point in the coming weeks and months, because the time is, I mean, it's not that far away. Teams kind of want to know, how do they build their schedules? What do they do to get into the college football playoff? Whenever we land on whatever we land, and I do think it'll be 5 plus 11 eventually for the record. But whenever we land on that, how long do you think that will last? Now, there's contracts involved here, so however long they decide to do the deals. But another thing that we've learned out of all this change in college athletics over the last 20 years is that the contracts don't particularly matter all that much either. How long before someone comes up who's a real power broker in the sport and says, you know what, this playoff doesn't work for me. We have to adjust and we have to change, and everyone should get behind me on this. And then a couple people say, yes, I agree with you. We need to change this. This is wrong. This is wrong. There's so much conversation about what is wrong in college football and what we need to get right. And the fact of the matter is, there will be no perfect world. There is no perfect world that exists. Somebody will say either, well, the little guys are getting left out and they're getting left behind, or there's not enough access for this, this, and this. And hey, we're at the bottom. You know, Eli Drinkwitz is talking about the 30-team playoff or whatever. Is like, hey, we're at the bottom of the SEC, and it's basically impossible for us to make the college football playoff. And he's not wrong, but his answer is to expand it so he artificially can, which is stupid. It's ridiculous. So anyway, somebody's going to be pissed off all the time. And I just hope whatever we do, whatever it lands on, that we do it for a decade, at least 2, 3, 4. I know it sounds naive, Josh.
It does.
It's completely naive.
You beautiful idiot.
I am not naive enough to believe that that's actually going to happen, but can I hope?
Yes.
Can I hope?
Mm-hmm.
I think that therein lies the beauty of, I mean, that's just sports in general, right? We kind of touched on it a little bit in the crossover. Maybe it's just the way my mind is programmed, but I think we have enough evidence to prove at this point that everything in the sport is cyclical. And if you're not in a good position right now to make the college football playoff, that doesn't mean the power and the structure won't shift. I'm sorry, not the structure. Like, let's say everything around you remains the same. But, Ohio State is, they've been a really good college football program for the history of their program, but they haven't always been they don't win the national championship every year. Maybe they're a bad example because they're one of the marks of consistency in the sport. I mean, Nebraska's a good example of this, a dominant power in the 90s. And maybe one day they could get back to that. Maybe not. But I do think it comes back around over time. Coaches leave, quarterbacks come in, teams get hot, stuff like that. So there's a level of patience that we just don't have in the sport. And our answer is to just change the apparatus constantly. And it is mind-numbingly frustrating. It is head spinning. That's part of the reason why everybody's head spinning all the time. They don't know what the rules are because nobody knows who's making the rules. And then the rules are always different. Can we settle on a thing, please? And I think that was sort of the point from Dan Wetzel today on ESPN.com. Captain says the BCS lasted for 16 years. That was nice. That was a long time. And then what? The 14 playoff lasted for less than 10, and then the 12-team playoff lasted 2. This will likely be the second and final year of the 12-team playoff. And then we'll have a 16-team playoff. And then we'll have a 100-team playoff. Who knows what happens next? I doubt that we contract. That's what I would really like to see. I'd like to see it go back to 8. I feel like we skipped a bunch of steps to get to get to its final form, or one of, not its final form, but a larger version of it in a shorter period of time, which I sort of dislike. I always thought 8 was the number for the record. I thought when they created it, I wanted them to do 8.
I thought we'd eventually get to 16, but I did think we'd stick with 8 for
a while,
a few years.
A while.
Yeah.
But we like to change it because people are always, whether it be hungry for more money or whatever it might be. And I don't know what kind of crap Eli Drinkwitz is on. Now, I know Matt Rule said something similar before. Right? Like,
oh yeah, remember that day? He's like, I have an 80-team playoff. I don't care. And then everybody was like, Matt Rule wants an 80-team playoff.
It's probably around the same of what Eli Drinkwitz has said at SEC Media Days. He said 44% of the teams in the NFL make the playoffs. We're talking about 10% of college football teams that are going to make the playoffs, and we think that's going to keep fan bases encouraged. He says, if you do a 30-team playoff with play-in games, so it's really like 32 or whatever, now you're talking about an opportunity for 30 teams, 30 fan bases to be excited, engaged in giving revenue. You've got 30 teams with players who have access to compete for a championship. So for me, I think that makes a lot of sense. First of all, you're the coach at Missouri who's in the SEC. You have access to compete for a championship, for the record. It's not an even playing field, though. I think that's what he's trying to get at. It's not an even playing field. But has anyone ever thought about maybe making the playoff won't exactly, if you make the playoff, it won't exactly hit the same if there's 30 teams in it? You know, making the playoff right now sounds really cool. Making the playoff if it's 30 teams sounds a lot less cool, to be honest with you. Obviously, you'd rather have that over the alternative of not making. It's the same argument with making
NCAA
or not making the
tournament.
NCAA tournament. Of course, you would rather be in the dance than not in the dance. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, you might, if Drinkwitz is saying the deck is stacked against him in the SEC, which it is, what good does it do him if he's the 27th team in a 30-team playoff and loses to one of those teams anyway? It's just in the playoff. What good does it do him? It's the same thing. Of course, you'd always rather make it than not, but let's not act like he's any closer to a national championship than he was before if he was the 27th team in a 30-team playoff. He's not. What would happen is you would minimize not the importance, but the sure, I guess in an indirect way, the importance of making the college football playoff. But you would minimize the impact of it as well. Make a 14 playoff, you are the elite of the elite. Make an 18 playoff, you are one of the best teams in the country who has a chance to win a national championship. You make one of the 12, and it just keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Everyone knows that the 10 through 16 seeds in the NCAA tournament don't have a chance to win the national championship. Everyone knows that like an 8 through the 16 seeds, unless they're in really completely different circumstances, maybe they're a team that's super duper talented and they've just been hurt the entire year and they got an 8 seed or something like that. But generally, those teams don't have a chance to win a national championship. Hell, I mean, you go very far beyond like the 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. Those teams don't have a chance to the national championship. So I'm not saying that you can't be happy with making the dance. You can. But if we're talking about all these coaches and all these people around college football talking about access to winning a national championship, nothing changes if the playoff is expanded. It just dilutes the playoff.
Do we give basketball coaches credit for he made the tournament 6 out of 10 years he was there? Why'd they fire him? Do we do that?
Depending on what program you are.
Okay.
If you're Michigan State and you make it 6 out of 10 years, no.
Okay.
I
guess it is kind of program dependent.
And that's not going to change.
Yeah.
That's going to stick. Whether it's a 64-team tournament or a 72-team tournament or a 76-team tournament, or whether it's a 14 playoff or an 18 playoff or a 12-team playoff or a 16 or a 30. team playoff.
We know who's supposed to go and who's not. Yeah. I guess we do, don't we?
That doesn't get you any closer to a national championship.
Lane Kiffin got fired because he only made the playoff 4 times. Like, yeah.
If what's a good basketball equivalent to this? I don't. Do we use Nebraska here? Like Nebraska, you'd absolutely rather make the NCAA tournament than not make the NCAA tournament. But the bigger the tournament gets, the more it gets diluted when you do get in. That has to be understood. And I think Nebraska basketball fans all understand that just because they make the tournament, they have no illusions on winning the national championship. They just want to win a game or 2 games, and kind of go from there. But everyone knows not going to win a national championship. Creighton, it's really, really hard for them to win a national championship. That's probably a program that has gotten a little bit closer just because it's elevated itself as a program over the last decade to winning a national championship. But the overwhelming and convincing odds is they're not going to win a national championship. But it's great to make the tournament every year. And it's great to win a game every year and win the 2 games every year. But still, you're going to have to beat 4 big dogs on your way to winning a national championship. And the odds of you doing that are completely unlikely.
Big dog.
Big dog. Just as Tiger Woods said. So just all you're doing, you're not giving yourself more access by expanding it. You're just diluting it.
But the money.
Yeah, I understand the money part.
The units.
Yeah. I don't have to care about that. I am in a position as a fan of the sport where I like it when the universities get money. I like it when they have more at their disposal. I think that's great. I love it when they're staying above board. I don't have to think about that. They have a lot to weigh when they're making decisions like that.
You don't. You a fan.
I don't.
You as a fan should not care about conference money and units.
I do not care. I do not care. Let's see here. Got some comments from Captain.
Captain
on YouTube. Says, I don't think any team outside of the top 20 should have a chance to win a college football natty. Hey, Captain, I got news for you. They don't. They already don't, and they won't if they make the playoff. If they make a 30-team playoff and they're number 24 in the country and they make the playoff, you might say they have a chance to win a national championship because they're in the playoff.
They mathematically have a chance.
Don't. Yeah, they don't have a chance to win the national championship. It ain't happening.
Omaha had a chance to win the basketball championship.
But they weren't winning it. They didn't have a chance to win the national championship, right? So there's some truth that you have to kind of tell yourself in this regard. And expanding the playoff doesn't fix anything about where the power structure lies in the game. Everybody's been talking about that for years and years and years now. Oh, access. It's just, the programs themselves. This is why I want it to stay the same, Josh, because the programs themselves will dictate that. It is cyclical in that way. Maybe Ohio State, falls off a cliff at some point. Ooh. I doubt it. Oh. History suggests that will not happen, but maybe it does. And the power vacuum creates, is in a spot where somebody else needs to step up and take that position, or maybe multiple teams jump into that spot, or it becomes more wide open after that.
I know it's football, but at what point does it just kind of become a random champion generator and it isn't the best team winning it?
You can't
every time.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't become that.
Yeah, football doesn't really lend itself to that, like baseball or basketball.
Correct. We're talking about football.
Yeah,
the playoff. You can't manipulate the playoff to get what you want out of the national champion because the teams and the universities and the schools dictate that by who has the power structure and who has the power at the moment and then who doesn't in any given moment. That's what dictates it. Like I that's what I feel like we do at times. We're like, well, we gotta get some, we gotta get some parity in the sport. We gotta get it mixed up here. What kind of parity is this 4-team playoff created? None. What kind of parity is the 12-team playoff created?
Well, I don't really know. We've only done it once.
Who won last year?
Ohio State.
Yeah.
A team
Shocking.
that lost to Michigan.
Shocking. I don't know, man. It's just way overthinking it. And you're trying to play the results, or you're trying to get a result and manipulate a result. It's just not that's not how it's going to work in this sport. Especially in football. All right. We'll take a quick break. Brian Christopherson is our next guest.
BC.
He will join us on the other side on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, Brian.
Brian Christopherson.
I gotta take this. It's Hap.
B. Rooney drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7 on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Our regular Friday chat with Brian Christopherson of Husker 247 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline commences now. Hello, BC. Happy Friday. How are you?
I'm doing swell. How are you?
Pretty swell as well. When are you headed out to Vegas?
Monday morning. I think I arrive in Vegas at about noon. So I only have about 12 hours to get into any trouble. So I think I can avoid it.
Will you take any selfies or pictures of anything and tweet them out like I'm sure everybody else will be doing?
No, I don't think so. I know that is what you're supposed to do, just to like, hey, I'm here. Everybody, I'm here.
That's
you
right.
Might want to know that.
Drop a pin.
You probably were worried about it. I'm not knocking anybody who does that. I don't think I'll do that. And now that we've had this conversation, I definitely can't do that. So you've pretty much cemented what's going to happen.
But now you could do it and you have plausible deniability that it's a bit, if you talk about it and make fun of it and then you actually do it, then it's kind of funny. I say that. So I think you have a little bit of a safety net around you now.
This is me. Yeah. So then it would be like me showing some ego, but actually, no, I'm just making fun of other people who do this. Don't you see?
That's right. That's what you say. Yeah.
Yeah. You get the best of both. Yeah. I'll think about that. There might be a way to pull that off.
Okay.
Now I can tag you in it and it works. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I would get the joke and I would explain to everybody when they all came up to me and they would ask, wait, what is BC doing? I would say, it's a joke. It's a bit.
You say, no, that guy has no ego at all. That is just a fun joke, and don't think he has a big head or anything. So, yeah, all right, that might happen.
You got options. I just want to keep the options open for you. So speaking of that, the I believe the first guy off the podium on Tuesday will be Tony Petitti. And there's a lot that needs to be covered, I think, with him regarding this whole college football playoff thing. We were just talking about it for a little bit before you came on here. What do you think will come of that as the Big Ten has now sort of been backed into this corner or put on this island by themselves with no friends as far as their supportive format at this point?
Yeah. Has the Big Ten actually said officially what their opinion is?
No,
I don't know.
It's just Petitti going on that podcast and saying, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I like that."
Yeah, it's like sort of been floated that the Big Ten's the 4-4-2-2-1 conference, but it's never been officially stated. So I wonder if he would actually state like, "This is what most of our people are behind." And we're not going to easily pivot from that, or if it's even worth getting into that. But I think the thing he's got to stand his ground on, and I suspect he will. There's even been preliminary stories, I think, that suggest this. It's got to be like, we don't budge until the SEC gets itself to 9 conference games, and the playing fields are level in that way. And so I wonder if there'll be some mention of that. But I also think he'll probably do what they did at the SEC, where it's like, we're not going to just move to move. And if this sticks at 12 teams for a while, so be it. So I think in the last couple of weeks, you've sensed that there might be just like a holding pattern with the 12-team playoff for a little bit. You saw Wetzel writing about it today. And I think a lot of people would actually be all right with
totally
that.
Leave it alone. I'm totally fine with just keeping it.
Yeah. I mean, don't force it to just force it. I understand there's money at stake, and I've liked the 4-4-2-1 the best of the options because I think it has the best chance to get the SEC to 9 conference games. And I think in a way, if you want to get really into the weeds, I think it could lead to better non-con games, but there's not a perfect format. And if you don't have enough votes right now or enough backing to get it to 16 teams, I think the Big Ten should stand its ground for a bit. And if we have a 12-team playoff for the next 3-4 years, so be it. I don't think I don't think that's a bad deal at all.
No. Brian Christopherson, Husker 247, is with us. So we'll see if we cover any more ground on that on Tuesday. Matt Rule will speak on Tuesday as well, the first day of Big Ten Media Days in Vegas. So we've read through all the preseason magazines at this point, or maybe you'll finish up the reading on the flight down there. Common theme that always pops out going into this year regarding Nebraska on a large scale is hey, it's year 3 under Matt Rule. So here we are. I mean, this is kind of when it's supposed to go. I imagine that'll be a big talking point on Tuesday as well. How much are you a buyer in the year 3 bump, given everything that's different between this year 3 and the other ones that he's had in his career?
I'm probably I would buy some stock in it. Your point's well made. This is way different than when he did it at his 2 previous coaching stops. The reason I'm buying is just looking at the roster. I think they've slowly upgraded their roster. I think they've got a lot of guys in the program. This is not going to be known by people outside our bubble or the national guys, but I think one of the biggest factors that could be improvement for him is there's those 2nd and 3rd year players in the program who now have confidence, who are going to, I think, push the depth to a better place than it has been at some position groups, like the secondary, for example. There's all these guys like Amari Sanders, Caleb Benning, Donovan Jones, that I don't know if they're going to start. They might get beat out by the guys who are 4th, 5th year guys, but I think they're on their heels more. I think the O-line has a chance to actually have like 8 or 9 guys that you can believe in. And linebacker, I think, is actually quietly stacked itself up pretty well too. So I think when you go around the roster, there is some kind of question about the D-line. How good are they going to be? Can they match last year? And that's fair. But at most of the spots, I feel like they've got more options than they probably did a season ago. They'll have to go prove that. But that's why I believe more in the year 3 bump. He has a track record of doing it, yes, but I'm looking specifically at how he's been building what's in front of him in these new circumstances. And I can see what's on the layout of it. Like, it makes sense to me how it can work.
There's not any conversation either about, and now we're comparing year 3 to, year 1's, which is a lot different from this category. There's not a lot of conversation about who's on board with the culture and what it takes to be in the program and stuff like that. I feel like that's although it's tough to put a finger on and exactly what that is, it is, in my opinion, you shouldn't probably overlook that piece going into the series. Just where that is something that you don't really have to worry about. I know culture is a big word, but people being in the right spot, even with the change in coordinators and stuff like that, everybody kind of knows what to expect in the program. Like, that has also been a part of his big jumps in year 3s as well. That still applies, in my mind, BC, to this team.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got a good percentage of guys that are looking not just like at the short term, like, oh, I could get this much money over here, shiny object, but like, if I believe I can be developed here, why would I leave? Like, I have everything in front of me with the facilities. If I believe in the coaching and the opportunity they give me, I'm going to bet on myself that I'm going to use all those resources over the long term to do well financially when it comes to it, to get to the next level as a football player. And so I think he's got a pretty good number on this roster that sort of have that thinking, and it's kind of been proven out. And we did not have like just this great exodus of guys. I realized like the December early on was a little shaky with some coaching changes and some guys went to Florida State and all that. But for the most part, we didn't, see that much activity post spring. And just look at like the Miami crew from last cycle. I mean, Ja'Cory Barney, you don't think he would be a popular guy for a lot of schools? He's like number 5 on our indispensable list. He's still here looking to build off last year. Vincent Shavers the same way. All those guys sticking around, showing they believe, like, I have a good opportunity to just keep climbing rungs on the ladder here, and why leave now? And I can better myself. So that's just a small example, I think, of kind of the question you're getting to, and what can help Nebraska this season. If they can get the little stuff right on Saturdays.
A couple of the things that we squared away in spring, I think it's widely assumed, well, if not said completely out loud, that Justin Evans is going to be your center. I think that was said out loud. That's happening. And then a couple of the offensive line spots being occupied by those transfer guys in Elijah Pritchett and Rocco Spindler. So then there's a couple more spots with a big pile of guys, some of which who have played a lot before, some of which who have played a little, and some of which who have played not much at all. And then you have Henry Lutovsky, who is appearing for representing Nebraska at Big Ten Media Days, and I didn't even mention his name yet. Even though we don't have all of the positions figured out along that line, BC, and maybe we'll get some more on that next week. Is this as good as maybe you felt about the offensive line? And I mean, how long at this point?
Yeah, it is. Now, this is the thing. Ryla talks about watering the bamboo is the phrase he uses. And it's sort of that deal, like, you got to give something water every day. You're not always going to see the results immediately, but over like 3 or 4 years, you see that thing sprout up. And now we're in year 3 of him with the Rule staff. Obviously, year 4 as the Husker line coach. I think some of us have kind of, given him a pass for that weird first season where there was a coaching change going on. And so he has a great culture. He has added 2 portal guys in Spindler and Pritchett that had very solid springs and I think have fit in well. And then, as you mentioned, there's these sort of guys who have been, on rehab assignments through the spring. Corcoran, who's played as much football as anybody. Prohaska started games. Gatula started games, where a couple of those guys aren't going to be in the front 5. They're just not going to start. The numbers don't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you kind of just put it together on paper, you're like, I feel good about it, because that
got options.
The 6th, 7th, 8th guy is probably a guy who has started at least 12, 13 games for you. If not, in Corcoran's case, we'll see what happens with him, 30, 40 games. Don't know what his number is, but he's played a lot of football. And so whatever inconsistencies you think certain players have shown on that front 5, we all know that in this conference, it counts for a whole lot to have that experience and have those guys who are 21 to 23 years old who have just been through it that you can call on if needed. And that's what they have going for them. But they do got to make that move, I think, this year, where they show, like, they've been watering this day after day. It seems good. Now go make it great. Be that group that kind of dominates and is a strength of the football team.
My guess would be, Brian, that Rule really jumps behind them without, I know they don't want to heap too much hype on those guys, but I would guess that he really jumps behind that group and says, man, I have a lot of confidence in our offensive line or something in that regard, whether it be next week or at some point in the next month.
Yeah, I think so. What'll be interesting is if you get any more clues on Tuesday from Rule about right tackle. Like, how exactly does he see that? Tyler Kanak's another guy who's in this mix. Like, he's been around and is one of the best locker room guys they have. And he had a great spring, and he's in that right tackle conversation. So there's like 3 or 4 guys you could envision there. So it is an interesting dynamic where we feel, I think, pretty good about the O-line in general, but there's specific things that still need to be answered. Is Lutovsky for sure your left guard, or did he work some at right tackle in the spring too? So, you talk about that, and maybe Henry Lutovsky will have something to say about, that competition as well when he's at the podium. So,
yeah,
no doubt though that he's going to express confidence. I think the other things that people are going to be interested in probably is the RB2 conversation. I think that's going to be one that definitely gets some run with, obviously Ives kind of left the spring. It felt like leading, but Mekhi Nelson has had good buzz. Isaiah Mosey kind of, it sounds like is going to get work there and has done some things that impress. So That will be interesting to see if it's just kind of left like, we'll see how it goes, or if there's a kernel thrown to the fan base about someone maybe making a move.
BC, as always, enjoyed the conversation. Safe travels, and we look forward to whatever picture from your phone is tweeted out on Monday.
All right, and that's not that does happen. That's a no ego thing. That's
correct.
Just a bit.
It's
we got
just a bit. Yes,
all right.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
See ya.
All right, later.
Brian Christopherson, Husker 247. Remember, if you see a picture of that Statue of Liberty in front of New York, it's just a bit.
It's a bit.
It's a bit. Later, we'll get into Bill Connolly's mega Big Ten preview.
Whoa.
Which is out now.
Mega.
On ESPN.com. Well, it's mega because the conference is gigantic.
I forgot. It is a very large conference.
There are many, many, many words in this story.
Okay.
Too
many?
Well, there's too many teams, so yes, too many words as a result of that. But we'll be back. Josh has the odd news when we return on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
Okay. It's time. What's today's Coldplay? Who knows?
Could be you.
Could be you. What do we got, Josh?
Well, there's golf happening.
There is, and so we were just talking about during the break the how we can never figure out what the temperature is. There's shorts, there's shirts, there's long sleeves, there's umbrellas. It's always cloudy. So Scotty Scheffler was wearing a long sleeve, like he was wearing a light hoodie before. He has now thrown on a vest over the top of the hoodie. Is Scotty Scheffler soft?
What's the real feel?
Apparently it's in the low 60s there right now. Maybe that's perfect vest weather. I'm not sure.
What is vest weather?
I think it depends on how puffy your vest is, but like a skinny, fashion only vest.
Okay. Yes, this 60s is fine.
I think it's a really good time for it because I'm a fashionista.
Yes, you are. Well, in Japan, no word on what the temperature is, but a golf tournament was called off when a bear was spotted on the course, the second such incident in as many months. The bear was spotted near the first tee. First tee, you can't go around it, at the Sendai Classic Golf Club on Wednesday, causing the Pro-Am competition scheduled for that day to be canceled. The ladies tournament, a JLPGA tour event, not a J-Live tour event, had been scheduled to begin on Thursday.
I'll just say I don't think they have that. Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes you say that? But it was canceled due to the Bears' presence. The tournament had originally been scheduled to last for 4 days, as golf tournaments do. Thank you, news article. On Wednesday, a bear sighting on the course was reported, and the Pro-Am was canceled for the safety of our participants, organizers wrote. They later decided that they came back, they took a day, they came back, and the ladies' tournament started.
Really?
Because the bear had, believe it or not, moved from the first tee.
Interesting. It's a great lesson. It's not like the college football playoff. We just wait a little while. It'll go away. Yeah. I figured the end of the story was just they banged the whole tournament. We saw a bear. What do you think would happen? How fast would a bear be ejected from the facility at the Master? How fast would they shoot that bear?
They would on site. Because let me tell you where a bear cannot be seen. Augusta National. But more specifically,
if a bear gets on that grass, what if a bear walked out on the course at Augusta National with a camera phone in his hand? What would you immediate Harambe situation?
Why'd they kill the bear, Daddy?
It's just it had to go.
It had to.
They
didn't have a choice.
It broke too many rules.
We go back stateside to the Northeast, where a Massachusetts town will see its own dreams come true, as the town of Stowe in Massachusetts will be renamed Duncan.
Okay.
Duncan, Massachusetts.
Oh, no.
For one day.
For one day.
July 24th, to celebrate the opening of a new Duncan.
Sure.
It's not for like
when you get a Dunkin'.
National Donut Day or anything. Nope. It's just, hey, we're opening a new Dunkin' in your town.
Oh, when you get a Dunkin', when you get a new Dunkin', you gotta name it Dunkin'.
This is a real comeback story because the town's 2 former Dunkin' branches closed within 30 days of each other in 2022, rankling local coffee lovers and sparking online hilarity. I don't think that happened. As soon as we heard the 2 stores in Stowe, closed consecutively, we said we need to fix that. Dunkin' franchisee Megan Pesh told the town board last week. They were excited to get the historic feel of Great Road, which is apparently a very historic road in Stowe, Massachusetts. Very exciting. Couldn't be more thrilled.
100 days of free coffee for the first 100 Dunkin' Rewards members in line at the
Whoa.
new Stowe Dunkin'.
Okay, I didn't have that bit of information.
A live unveiling of the Dunkin' Desert Gallery wall, showcasing highlights of the Dunkin' Desert. What the hell is the Dunkin' Desert?
Were they a Dunkin' Desert because they didn't have a
for
Dunkin'
30 days?
For 3 years?
Oh, okay. A press conference with opening remarks from Dunkin' franchisees Megan and Mark Pesh, as you said, owners of the newest location, and a $5,000 check presentation by Megan and Mark to the Stowe Food Pantry in partnership with the Dunkin' Joy and Childhood Foundation. These are the festivities that will be taking place on Dunkin' or on Dunkin' Day in Dunkin', Massachusetts. Very cool. Charles wonders if there's a Runza, Nebraska.
That's where I was going.
Or Bamon says, I'm looking forward to living in Whataburger, Nebraska.
Now, that would be cool.
That, I mean, honestly, if some town wanted to do that, hopefully, on the outskirts of Omaha, just trick them into believing you're a small town, Louisville. If Louisville, the city council came out tomorrow and they were like, here's what we're going to do. In an effort to lure a Whataburger to our town, we are going to name our town Whataburger. Do you think they'd get a Whataburger? Do you think that would create enough online attention to get them a Whataburger?
I do.
I kind of do as well, and it might be worth a shot, to be honest.
How low?
Blair.
Okay, I was going to say, like, what's the population to attention ratio?
Once again, you have to do it in the Omaha area, probably. Otherwise, it doesn't really work.
I feel like Gretna would be too proud to do it.
Yeah, Gretna's already got all those things.
And they're weird because they have all these cool things, but they're like, don't come to Gretna.
Yeah, like actual Gretna.
Don't come here.
Actual Gretna.
We don't want you.
That's right. And that's it?
No, we got one more.
Okay.
A third story. New drunk driving capital of America.
New drunk driving capital of America.
Want to congratulate the citizens of Omaha, Nebraska on being crowned the new drunk driving capital of America.
Okay, well, maybe this just means our police are doing a nice job.
Okay, that's a good spin on it.
The we'll catch you if you're drunk driving capital of America. Because this is just people, they can't actually track how many people are drunk driving.
Right.
They can only track how many people are getting caught drunk driving.
Omaha has been identified as having the highest rate of driving under the influence among the 50 largest cities in the U.S. According to a study by Lending Tree, the city records 4.48 DUIs per 1,000 drivers, significantly surpassing the 50 city average of 1.9.
Whoa, that is a significant number.
A lot higher.
5 out of 1,000? 5 out of every 1,000 people are caught drunk?
Yes.
That's not just out of drunk drivers. That's people who are driving.
But that's what it says.
That's nuts. Guys, don't do that.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Uber exists. California cities feature prominently in the rankings. San Jose and Sacramento follow Omaha with rates of 3.68 and 3.55. Remember, Omaha's rate was 4.48, so they won in a landslide. Fresno, Long Beach, Bakersfield, and Oakland all in the top 10 as well. The study further reveals that Gen Z drivers aged 18 to 27 are, Connor, are you going to go more or least likely?
I'm going to go least.
Most likely to be caught driving under the influence, with a rate of 2.62, many saying they invented drunk driving.
That is a great gotcha, Josh. I'm going to hold that against Gen Z forever because they like to give off the perception that their sort of message to society is like, no, we don't. Come on, we do a lot of things, but we don't do that.
Every year, there's tons of articles that are like, hey, Gen Z doesn't have premarital sex. Gen Z doesn't drink. Gen Z doesn't smoke weed.
We screw around on the internet a whole bunch, but we don't get in trouble that way. We would definitely never put anybody in danger. But look at these Gen Z bad boys and girls.
That's right. In terms of vehicle make, BMW drivers have the highest DUI rate at 3.09 per 1,000 drivers, with Ram and Acura also among the top brands. The study suggests that luxury car owners might feel more entitled to bend the law. Huh.
Yeah, that's
wonder where they got that from.
That's kind of interesting. I wouldn't know, Josh. I'm not a luxury car owner.
I'm not either.
Yep. So take that for the people who say I'm rich.
Mhm.
I don't even own a luxury car.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Thanks.
Thank you, Connor.
Omaha, be safe out there.
Be better.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
Where's Hoffman, O'Brien, Wolf, and Lathrop?
Or any of the other fine law firms.
Yes, lots of fine law firms.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
He does it the only way he knows how. With his massive sports brain sprinkled with a smidgen of rabble-rousing. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
I got an email here from the Equitable Bank inbox from Seth.
Hi, Seth.
Subject line, what a burger. It's what a burger, not Whataburger. Now,
I noticed that. You said it weird.
I was told the correct way to say Whataburger is water. It's basically Waterburger without the heart, without the R and
Careful. What was that guy's name?
I was always told, and Whataburger is a relatively new thing in my consciousness. Like I probably only became aware of it 10 or 15 years ago, because it's never really been around here before. Just when I started exploring the country and I hear people have the burger wars and stuff, and like they always mention Whataburger. And then I don't know who told me this, but I was always told, maybe it was just right off the bat, I was just told the correct way to say it is Whataburger. Am I not being Midwestern enough by saying, because I'm saying Whataburger? Like, is there any internet stuff on this? I'm sure there is.
Yes, there is. I have a tweet from Whataburger.
Hard Whataburger.
Riley Cooper.
Cracky.
March 9th, 2023.
March 9th, 2023. That's just over 2 years ago, Josh.
And the tweet says it's pronounced Whataburger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know why, because it's clearly
but it's a Southern thing, right?
The name is clearly Whataburger. You were clearly saying, "Wow, what a burger this is."
You say it with like a Southern, I just want to do what the Whataburger people want me to do. That's all. I work for Big Whataburger.
Oh, okay. Here we go. There's a not there anymore.
The Whataburger story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on that Reddit thread too.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, someone said on a Reddit page, this is not a source, but
not a source.
Someone said on a Reddit page a couple years ago the correct way to say Whataburger, it's Whataburger. I heard the correct way to say it is Waterburger, not what a burger. And many people in the comments are just saying, well, whoever said that is just wrong. I don't know. I'm sticking with it. It sounds great to me.
Hey, I just want to go and not get made fun of. Like the time I went to the Waffle House and I said, "Could I have some pecans on my waffle?" And she said, "Oh, you mean pecans?"
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like a rube when I talk about Whataburger. It's what
I want to fit in.
What a burger!
I don't
Get
want to
it?
stand
It's
out.
what a burger.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, you've never been here before. I feel like if you call it Whataburger, it feels like you've been there before.
Yeah,
and I have. I know about Whataburger.
I've been. I enjoyed it.
I went to a Whataburger in Fayetteville, Arkansas 4 years ago. That was the first time I ever had Whataburger. And then I went to I've been to the one in Kansas City several times, including right when it opened. And it took me 100 years to get my food. There were so many people at that Whataburger.
It made Popeyes look like
it was very, very difficult. I ordered online. I doubt, me, Josh. I never do this, but like I felt as if it was important for me to download the app.
Wow.
I download the app from inside the stadium, inside Kauffman Stadium, and I ordered my food and I was like ready now. It wasn't an order ahead thing or anything like that. And
ASAP.
The game is like just ending or just about to end. So that gives me all the time from when the game ends, getting out of the parking lot, getting on the interstate and going 5 or 7 minutes down the interstate and getting to the Whataburger. I mean, there's probably at least a half hour. I get in there and they're dying in there. and there are other people surrounding the counter, like they're waiting in line to, they're shouting and their arms are raised.
It's
and
a
stuff
blob.
like that.
It isn't a line.
Everyone is ordered online, and everyone in the restaurant hasn't been served yet either.
Got a real bear situation where they forgot to turn the online ordering off.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost exactly like that. And it became very clear to me that it was going to be. It was another 45 minutes, I think. But I had ordered it, and I'm not gonna be and paid on the app, so I'm not gonna. There's nothing for me to do at that point, and I'm in Kansas City. So I have to stay, and of course it was wrong when it came out, but they have fixed some things since that time, and it's a little bit more of a relaxed environment there now. And I call it Whataburger because I've been there.
Good,
been there, done that, Josh.
Oh,
I've Whataburgered. Corey writes in, speaking on how people pronounce things. Corey on Twitter. After moving to North Carolina, I found out that children are called children. Things are said weirdly here. I have many relatives in North Carolina, and I've never. Now they're not from there. They've lived there almost their entire lives, but they're not like totally native North Carolinians.
We need Amazing Daniel on this.
But he's not a native North. I guess he is.
He would notice.
Yes. He's an observer of
differences.
That's for
having
sure.
just gotten there.
Do they say children? Do they refer to children as children at Bojangles? I like how we say stuff. We say stuff normal, but when I go to other places, I want to say stuff like they say stuff.
Yeah. I want to fit in. I want to fully embrace the culture.
I go to New York for a couple days for the Big East tournament. I come back. I talk all fast. I have a little bit of an accent at the end of my words. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I like it that way, Josh.
We'll break it down in the halfway through the morning crossover. Like, why are you talking like that?
What?
Are you doing a thing?
It's like I am all sped up right now. The speed here is just a little bit slower, and so I got in it. I immersed myself, and I got sped up a little bit, and it's hard to gear down when you come back to the Midwest.
Question on YouTube from YouTube user.
Hello, YouTube
this
user.
This person felt so passionately about this that like they didn't even finish filling out the login information for YouTube.
I have to get on YouTube and say this.
You have to have an account to comment. So they very quickly made one. Connor, more people at the KC Whataburger or the Platte City QT after the Cincy game? Great question, YouTube user.
We're talking about the Independence Whataburger, like on the day that it was a disaster, or
that's the way I took it. Yes,
that was it's still probably the Platte City QT, but it was a mess.
Do we need to
it's
call
like going into Costco? It's Saturday at noon.
Yeah,
like, and your head's just spinning the entire time.
Do we need to call the Whataburger too? Because you can't get that in Nebraska. Are a lot of people going to go for a pregame Whataburger?
I think they have more than one now.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken, I think they have one out in where people are going to be out staying, probably out near the racetrack.
Okay,
I think they have one out there now. Also, I had somebody report to me recently that they have
many.
All of the Kansas City Jack in the Boxes are closed, which is a horrible news for me.
Cheap tacos.
And it's definitely horrible news for my dad. Yeah. Anytime I go to Kansas City, which is like quite a bit, my dad's like, are you going by a Jack in the Box? Can you grab me 40 tacos on your way out? I'm like, yes.
I'll reheat them.
He will. He does it all week. Wow. It's amazing. But they're all gone. They're all gone.
Cracky on YouTube. Connor, when he comes back from New York City, hey, I'm giving takes here.
I don't know if you've ever noticed it, Josh, but
I have actually.
It appears. It just randomly appears. Like I get around my family, I get around my cousins up. Like I went to that wedding a couple of years ago, my cousin's wedding, and it's there. It just appears.
Just a part of you.
I can't shut it off. It just happens. All right. So now we still have to get confirmation on that whole North Carolina churn thing. You gotta figure that one out at some point. So I got an email. I believe this is last night from a listener. By the way, John emails in on Whataburger.
Hi, John.
He says the people of Norfolk, Nebraska think calling it Waterburger is dumb. John rests his case.
Chris on the YouTube stream. Props to you, Connor, for not making a big deal about the crowds and waiting at Whataburger. Bishop waited in a Popeyes drive-through line one time, and we hear about it almost daily.
That is true. That is true. But you know me, I'm a go with the flow guy. He has held it against that one Popeyes for entire lifetime. It's a great bit, by the way. I hope he keeps doing it forever and ever. Also, did you see the new John pic
I have
drop on Twitter yesterday?
I have.
You could do whatever you want with that, Josh. When you walk into a Whataburger and it's filled with people and all the orders are wrong and it's been 45 minutes and it's John.
All right. I was having a mental block. Very odd. That
you got something. You got something there for your memes.
Yep.
All right. So I got an email last night from Jason.
Hi, Jason.
10:30. This email came in. That's right, guys. You can email me on the Equitable Bank inbox at 10:30.
Whoa.
You can do it at 1 o'clock in the morning if you want. Who cares? Jason wrote in, this is based on a topic from, I believe that was initiated by young Austin Jacobson this week over on Herdats. Yeah, and dear Lord.
That was pretty loud.
I'm sorry. Topic alert. Exactly. But he got some crap because he said the Memorial Stadium doesn't compare to some of the SEC environments. Do you remember that?
I've heard, yes.
It's out there.
The discourse.
Yeah, it's out there. People are not happy with him. Every once in a while, the internet just decides to gang up on somebody. And earlier in the week, it was Austin, sadly, for him. And we kind of opened up the conversation the other day on the crossover. And I defended Memorial Stadium because I truly believe that it is a it's a really, and I'll explain my thought process here in a second. But Jason emailed in last night and he said, my 30s and 40s allowed me a unique opportunity to visit almost 40 college football venues. Rarely was I there for a big rivalry game. Random conference games were cheaper and more lonely to fit into my schedule. I talked stadium crowd environments for a friend a while ago. Here's where I landed. Tiers are ranked, but in order, the order within the tiers is random. So he has 5 tiers here. Tier 1, A&M, Penn State, and Texas. He thought those were head and shoulders above the rest. Then he says LSU is alone on its second tier, and he's also said, I see how this becomes the ultimate number 1 at night. Makes a lot of sense. Once again, I want to get it down to it. The baseball brain in me wants to get it down to a number here. I want to moneyball it. I want to analytics this thing, like wins above Rutgers or environment above Rutgers. I just think everyone should be playing Rutgers.
Ear score, environment above Rutgers.
Environment above Rutgers, yeah. Tier 3 for him was Washington, Oregon, and Tennessee. Tier 4 was Alabama, Wisconsin, parentheses, it's the alcohol, Auburn, Virginia Tech, South Carolina. And then Tier 5 was schools like Ohio State, Oklahoma, Georgia, Clemson, and Nebraska. Honorable mention, Army, Navy, West Virginia. So there's a guy who thinks Nebraska.
Army, Navy, West Virginia, huh?
Army, Navy, West Virginia. Yeah,
those are random places to go. That's this is a person who's done the research.
Yeah, maybe he hasn't seen, because there's some notable schools that are like missing from this list. But that's a guy who's seen a lot of college football games in a lot of places, and he's like, yeah, I think Nebraska is inside the pantheon, like inside the top 15, 20, which is sort of what I said the other day. How do you feel about Memorial? Let's open this up for a couple of minutes. How do you feel about Memorial Stadium as an atmosphere? I think we have it pretty good around here. And I think there's a reason why people call this a destination. It is unique. Players have talked about it plenty. I've talked about it with a lot of players, opposing players over the years. The common theme is that Memorial Stadium is a little bit disarming because it goes from really quiet to really loud and engaged in a hurry, and the fans are really smart and they know who you are. So it's like, whoa, this is really different and unique. But to the point that we came up with the other day on the crossover, I do think there's a little bit of fear in the crowd nowadays. That's when we came up with the flying guillotines coming out of the sky. That certainly doesn't help things. But I do think we also, we live in our own bubble around here, and chances are you haven't seen a lot of other environments around the country, but that's not unique to just Nebraska. That's everyone everywhere, right? There's a whole bunch of LSU fans who have never been to any other games anywhere, and they're like, this is the best. I can tell you definitively. How would you know that? Right? So that's just one of the challenges of college football and probably just sports and sports fans. Everyone thinks either, and here, I think a lot of our feelings reflect the feelings of the team, where it's like, well, things haven't been going very well around here, so nothing's going well. And so I wouldn't put our environment up against anybody. Look, man, I say what you want about the sellout streak. They're there every week. And
they've had reason not to be, and they still are.
There just aren't any places. And I know this is what we want, and I know people complain about it all the time. But I just don't think there are any places where this engaged all the time, bloodthirsty all the time fan base is there. It's just impossible. That's the reason why there's big games and there's not so big games. Like, fans get up for the big games. So if you're using Nebraska's, like, hey, it's really good for a big game, but what happens when it's not a big game? I think that's everywhere. I still, and I guess don't take it from me because I haven't seen a lot of college football games in other places. I guess off the top of my head, like Iowa for a non-Nebraska game, Minnesota, Oklahoma State, and I went to a game at Eastern Michigan once. I wouldn't put that in the pantheon. I've been to a game at Wisconsin. So a lot of the Big Ten schools, and then a few other kind of random ones here and there. Nebraska is special. Nebraska is special. It's different. And I think that's what makes it a destination spot. Is it like super duper loud and engaged all the time? And like I said, bloodthirsty? Is it always like the Colorado game from last year? Like, of course not, but nowhere is. Even those fan bases, even those schools that we put on a pedestal and say, this is the best home environment in the country, right? I always use LSU as an example, right? Because, I don't know, it's just the one that I've been using. So, LSU. Even those fan bases have games that they remember as being the best crowds at those games, right? They could recall them off the top of their head. I don't think that's unique to I don't think that's unique to just Nebraska.
Right, I would agree with you there.
There are highs and lows that you have to ride within a college football season and within decades and coaching eras and stuff like that. So I think it's an unfair, and I don't think this is what Austin was saying, but I don't, it's an unfair expectation for it to just be like super locked in and engaged and bloodthirsty all the time. So I would grade it on just like a regular, on a season to season basis where you're going to see everything, right? You're going to see the 11 o'clock game against an FCS team on BTN, and you're going to see the night game against your biggest rival on national television, right? Like I would take all of that into account, and I would say consistently Nebraska is still a top 1 or 2 tier environment in like it, whatever your tiers are, 15 or 20 environment in the country. And when you get up there with all the rest of them, I mean, it's one of the few that is pretty consistently good. They sell out, I swear to God, I'm not doing this to pander. I wouldn't. Would I, Josh?
I don't think you would.
Would I pander?
You're a noted Creighton honk. You would never pander.
Yes, I would pander to others, but not here. I would never. I don't pander.
No,
Josh. So I think it's good. It's good. It's not good. It's good.
It's not perfect, but it's
not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Top, I don't know, 25 in the country, 30.
It's not 25, 30. Is that what you just said?
It's top 25, 30.
Oh yeah, I think comfortably.
Yeah,
I think comfortably. It is one of the, and that goes along with Nebraska being a unique place and being a program that's historically relevant. People want to come here to see it. What is it like? How weird is it? Mm-hmm. It is weird. It's different than a lot of places. And people's age is an important part of this conversation. Like if you want a certain thing out of the game, you got to go to a certain game in a certain place.
You made the great point yesterday that stadium and the people who run it are trying to cater to everyone.
Hey, it was awesome.
In not the wrong ways, but like some stuff gets lost when you try and please everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a wine and cheese experience? You can have it. Do you want to have I'm bare chested out in the cold pounding bush lights? You can do that.
For the most part, everybody's got This is everywhere though. Like everybody's got a problem with the DJ. Everybody's got a problem with too many ads. You know? Everybody's got like that's just stuff that you hear everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think I think for the most part, Nebraska at their football games does a really, really good job for how much they are juggling. And there's a lot to juggle. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. We're honoring a team today. We have a performance and there's a light show and all that stuff. You got to find a way to balance that and make it at the right time. And sometimes you're just not blessed by the TV timeout gods. You just get one at the wrong time, and then you got a hot timeout. You got to get some pump-up music going, and then you got to shuffle these people along. Oh, also we got the guy who's going to kick the field goal. Is that exciting? Not really, but we might suck all the air out of the building just by doing this. Like, you want to do that I've talked to these people a lot over the last decade, because I mean, I'm intimately involved with it with our local basketball teams. There's a lot there. And it's hard to do. It's a difficult thing to do, and sometimes you can't help it. So I think all of our marketing people around here do a really, really fine job, to be honest with you. Here's Jed on the text line.
Hi, Jed.
I got one on the left field. It says Oklahoma State is so loud. It's small, but the sound echoes off that wall so well.
Oh, okay.
I definitely noticed that when I went to the game. I went to a Bedlam game almost 10 years ago. It's probably, it was 50. It was 10 years ago. Jeez.
That would be fun.
10 years ago now. I went to a Bedlam game. They were both in the top 10, I think, because game day was there. And oh yeah, it was loud. And they were paddling the walls. They got their paddles.
Paddles?
They have paddles.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they paddle the crap out of the padded wall. Bah, 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 bah. It's and the whole thing is kind of walled in. The whole stadium is kind of walled in a little bit, and only one end zone is kind of tiered out where there's some space and gaps. So yeah, the sound just really just bounces in there. That is a low key pretty good one. But even like at its peak, it is a really loud stadium, but no one is saying that consistently Oklahoma State is one of the best home field advantages in the country. Yeah, Jeff writes in, he says, I didn't take Austin's critique on the fan base, but rather the production during the game to keep everybody entertained. And like I said, I'm gonna defend that one just because I think they do a pretty good job, and I think everyone wants a different thing out of that as well. Let's see. Oh, good one. This is from Jake.
Hi, Jake.
This is a little off the side here. But I did mention the new John Bishop picture dropping. Jake said, I've lately been obsessed with iPhone stickers. And he sent us one on the text line of like a cartoonized John Bishop standing on the cliffs of Mordor or wherever he was yesterday. And we could make those into stickers. I think it's a great idea. I would like to have a sticker of John Bishop, but I wouldn't put it on my computer.
You wouldn't put it over the company that makes your laptop?
I am not a baby.
Whoa. Random take drop.
You like that? What do you think? Swish it around a little bit. Only babies put stickers on their computers.
I don't have any stickers on my computer.
Yeah, because you're an adult.
And I wouldn't either, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I agree with you.
Thank you, Josh. You put stickers on your computer, you're a baby. It is decided. All right. So maybe the Austin take is fizzling out now that we've reached Friday.
Common sense has found its way to the take.
Who will we make fun of next week? Maybe Brian Christopherson after he takes a selfie with the Statue of Liberty.
No, that's a bit.
By the way, there was someone who texted in earlier from the 602.
Hi, 602.
Out of Arizona. The Statue of Liberty is in New Jersey. That's what the texter said.
What? There's one in Vegas, right?
There is.
Okay.
But I think that person thought I was talking about the actual Statue of Liberty, or it was just a joke.
Is that like the Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey?
No, I think they were trying to like correct me.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I was telling BC when he goes to Vegas and he takes a picture with the Statue of Liberty, and he's like, "Wait a minute, the Statue of Liberty is not in Vegas." I know. That's not the real Statue of Liberty. I'm aware.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Like Corey writes in.
Hi, Corey.
I wonder how much of an electric atmosphere all game long it'll be for Louisiana Monroe, or last year for the Western Kentucky game was. We're talking about who now? Oklahoma State, maybe LSU or something like that. Yeah, it's.
I mean, how jacked
you don't get
is
people going unless it's a big game. That's kind of just how it works.
Houston Christian probably going to be a kind of a easy ticket to get in a dead atmosphere.
Yeah. Quick timeout. We'll be back. Any thoughts on that? We'll take them. More to come on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you on the Connor Happer Show, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Let's see here. Yes, our back to school backpack program is going on, teaming up with the Salvation Army. We are here at 1620 The Zone. Summer heating up, so back to school season is just around the corner, and we're going to help give children in need the tools to succeed for a brighter future. More than 250,000 backpacks have been given away over the life of this program. Those wanting to donate could drop off new school supplies through August 3rd at select Methodist Health Systems locations, Metro Credit Union locations, Cubby's convenience stores, and Salvation Army locations. Things like backpacks, rulers, notebooks, erasers, glue, crayons, colored pencils, writing utensils, theme paper, 2-pocket folders, reusable water bottles, hand sanitizer, and tissues.
2-pocket folders.
2-pocket folders.
Oh, okay.
Did I say 2-pocket folders?
It kind of sounded like.
I apologize. You can find more details at 1620 The Zone for 1620thezone.com for how and where you can donate. I couldn't help but notice they didn't need any printing supplies from FedEx in there.
No Kinko's gift cards, please.
Do you need any charts for sports games?
That's what we can do. We as broadcasters can donate our old charts.
We have charts. How much paper have we wasted in our lives, Josh? How much paper do I throw away all the time? A lot. A lot of paper.
I love a hard copy.
You do. You do. All right. We got a couple minutes here. I had a couple things back to back until we get to Sipple at the top of the hour. So the question is up to you. Josh, would you like to do the sports thing or the non-sports thing first? You feel as if we have been too sportsy and need to get non-sportsy for a moment?
Well,
or
I would
you
like
feel as if we want to continue the sports and go with a non-sports line?
I would like to do a bridge. We did the Memorial Stadium topics.
Yep.
Sipple's next.
No, Sipple's not next. We still have another segment before Sipple.
Good producing by you.
Yep.
Let's do something sportsy here.
Okay.
Try and build a bridge to Sip.
Chris Crutchfield is
Omaha's
basketball coach, and they had a practice yesterday where the local media came in, and
which you didn't go to.
I did not make it to that practice. That's correct.
Honk.
That's correct.
Honk.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair. But I had even heard that what Crutch said yesterday, which was they're having a difficult time getting people to play them.
Makes perfect sense.
Figured that might happen. Why would you want to play the team that was one of the best low majors in college basketball this year, won their conference regular season and postseason tournament, went to the NCAA tournament, and play them in a bye game that could only be embarrassing for you if you're losing money no matter what. You're going to pay UNO $250,000 or whatever to come up to Colorado or something like that to play a basketball game just so we could lose. That sounds horrible. No, thank you.
And if you beat them, look, everyone, we beat a tournament team. No, you didn't. You beat the Summit League team. Nobody cares.
There is, if there is a little bit of a gap in that logic, because unless you're like for Creighton, for instance, their schedule is difficult enough. They have enough difficult games, I should say, where playing 300 plus net teams actually kind of makes sense. Right? Because they're not gearing up for one big non-con game or two big non-con games like some other schools have. If you only have those, then you probably do want to make sure your bye games are a little bit better. Just so you're not
polish up the resume.
Just so it's not counted against you when, hey, look at your non-con. I know you went 11-1 in the non-con. Okay, you lost to Gonzaga or something like that, but you beat all 285 plus net teams to boost that. And then you went, 9-11 in the conference or something like that. And you're
Sounds
telling
like
me
Oklahoma's resume from last year.
Well, they went 4-14 or something like that, or 6-14
dreadful
in the conference. Exactly. Right. So I think there's a little bit of a gap in that logic. But one of the conversations based off of, Omaha having a little bit of a difficulty with teams volunteering to play them is, there are a couple local schools, like from a Creighton standpoint or from a Nebraska standpoint, if you're going to pay Maryland Eastern Shore or Mississippi Valley State or whatever to come all the way out here, and you're going to pay them a couple $100,000 anyway to beat them, why not just pay the money to, wouldn't you want to help out your friend a little bit as well? And I think the coaches of those schools would tell you, in the type of games that we're trying to find We are trying to minimize our risk as much as possible. So I think you could play the card of it actually is not because it would be embarrassing to be beat by Omaha. You're not going to get hurt in recruiting. You know, if Creighton plays Omaha and Omaha beats Creighton, it's not like all of a sudden a bunch of the Omaha kids are going to go to Omaha. You know, like Creighton still has more, and it's the same thing with Nebraska. But they could say, look, specifically for us, for our non-con, the way we figured it out, like we actually purposefully want one of the worst teams in the country. Seriously.
Yes.
You're not that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Creighton has some plausible deniability in that category. Would I love to see it is the second question. And the answer to that question is, of course. Of course.
So just to recap, you're okay with Creighton scheduling cupcakes because their regular season is so tough, and you're not okay with Nebraska football scheduling cool games because they need the wins.
Wait. What am I not okay with Nebraska football?
You're not okay with them canceling cool games because they need wins.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Is there a gap in logic there somewhere?
Seems like both teams are doing the same thing, and you're okay with one.
You think so?
Creighton needs the dubs to get to the tournament.
No. I don't think that's why they're
taking away a cool game. They could play Omaha. Instead, they're scheduling Maryland Eastern Shore.
Wrong, Josh. Creighton is playing Gonzaga, Baylor, Iowa State, Nebraska, and Kansas State in their non-con.
Maryland Eastern Shore.
And Maryland Eastern Shore. That is one of the harder non-conference schedules in America. There's very few. I mean, outside.
I tried, everybody. I tried.
Outside of Gonzaga, I mean, you know, who doesn't have much in their conference to go off of? Like, they're challenging them. They're challenging
Yes,
themselves.
they are. I tried.
Okay.
I tried, everybody.
No gap in logic. No gap in logic.
Thought I might have had them there.
So Nebraska's non-con, after their exhibition against BYU and Midland.
BYU expected to be one of the better teams in college basketball.
Exhibition, though, doesn't count.
Well,
it doesn't count.
Well, yeah, it doesn't count, but
it's nice.
It's neat.
It is neat. West Georgia. What?
There's a West Georgia?
I had no idea.
All right.
UWG. Looks like they got a cool logo.
West Georgia. Huh.
West Georgia. FIU, Maryland Eastern Shore, Oklahoma at the Pentagon.
They're doing Maryland Eastern
Shore.
Yeah,
Maryland Eastern Shore is doing the double dip.
That's the thing now, right?
Yeah, UTRGV did it last year.
The Wolves, Western Georgia Wolves.
New Mexico in the Kansas City tournament, and then either K-State or Mississippi State in the Kansas City tournament. Winthrop, USC Upstate, Creighton, North Dakota, and New Hampshire. So there's a little bit less there.
Western Georgia went 6-25 last year.
Don't you think Omaha would fit into Nebraska's schedule a little bit? Like, chances are Nebraska's still going to win that game. But like, there's a lot of teams in there that are going to. I mean, they're playing. I guess Creighton's playing North Dakota too. But they're playing North Dakota, and once again, for the record, I'd prefer for Creighton to play Omaha.
I think they all should play each other.
I think they should all play Omaha because I just think it's really good for Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
But Creighton's got to think about Creighton, and Nebraska's got to think about Nebraska.
Yeah.
But if you're Nebraska, like you probably are gonna.
Nebraska would win that, right?
Yes, Nebraska would beat Omaha, but 90 whatever times out of 100. But if you get caught on the wrong day, then yeah, you could lose that game. Same thing with Creighton. But like I'm looking at Nebraska's schedule, we'll see how many teams are below 300 KenPom here or below 250 KenPom or something like that that'll actually hurt you to win. Right, those games compared to beating a team like the way Omaha was last year, where they snuck into the top 150, I think. And yeah, it meant something to beat them last year. They won their conference and went to the tournament.
Not that teams should create a schedule based on the things I may or may not do on the radio, but I think if Omaha beat Nebraska, I don't think I'd ever shut up.
I think that's right.
So maybe they shouldn't.
What if Omaha beat Creighton? Would you make fun of Creighton incessantly?
I'd get a jab in here and there.
Really?
Yeah.
You would make fun of Nebraska more?
I would.
Give me a little audio on this one, Josh, because I think you do. I think you deserve
honk,
it.
Honk. Yeah,
That's it. That's it. It's fascinating.
Some of my honk abilities have been revealed.
My honks have rubbed off on you.
Apparently, honks can do that.
Just to be clear, in case this gets aggregated anywhere, I want them both to play them.
I want all three to play each other.
I want them. Yes, I think Creighton and Nebraska should
time.
both play Omaha. I understand that both of the big schools have to look out for themselves, but especially if like Crutch is coming out yesterday and he's like, "Yeah, man, it's hard." Like, and all the other non-cons are done. The schedules are done.
Everyone's released their schedule. And
it's hard. It's a hard math equation to figure out. It's a hard puzzle piece to fit together. But like, I think it'd be great if they did. But I understand the trepidation. It's not like I said, it's not because you're going to lose out on recruits or anything like that, or how embarrassing it would be. It would just be you're looking at it from the perspective of what does it take for us to get to the NCAA tournament, and here's our math equation, and here's how it works. So, and then there is the chance that you get a not very good version of Omaha as well, which is a different story too. But it's a conversation now because they were good last year, and they are viewed as this program who is probably going to win some games going forward. Let's take a break here. We'll come back. Our non-sports topic coming up after this on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effective.
All right, so the question that people are wondering now, or at least the question that people are getting asked on tiny microphones.
So many tiny microphones in our world.
What age do you have to be considered unk?
Unk, like short for uncle?
Yes.
Okay.
What is unk? I assume that's like us millennials calling old people olds or something like that, or elder. I'm not sure, but
Gen Z invented elder abuse.
I saw a video they were interviewing players of the summer league on Bleacher Report. I'm sure they aggregated it from somewhere else, or stole it outright, but that's where I saw it. And they went through and they asked a bunch of the young tiny baby boys that were playing in the NBA Summer League, what year do you have to be born in to be considered unk? And many of them said that if you were born in the 90s, point blank period, any year in the 90s, you're unk.
So I'm toast.
So the NBA, or the future NBA stars of America, they said basically, if you are above 25 years of age, you are unk, which is just a shockingly low number to me. I don't understand how you could say anyone born in 1999 is old by saying that they're unk, which doesn't even make any sense. Then Josh made me aware of this video earlier. Apparently, they took a tiny baby mic around at the MLB All-Star game and asked players, how old do you have to be in unk?
Oh, they didn't do it right.
A little bit of a different wording, kind of fascinating in that regard. But all of the baseball players, their numbers were a lot higher.
Interesting.
Which is interesting because a lot of the baseball players that were interviewed are above 25 years of age, and they would have been considered unk already by the youth basketball players that are playing in the NBA Summer League. So there is no doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is none, that both of the members of this show are unk. There is no doubt that our next guest is unk. I think everyone who probably works in this building is unk.
Is there any way we can spin this as like
we're
cool?
No. I think once you get labeled as old by the younger generation, it's over.
Okay.
There's no way. There's no coming back.
I had cool uncles and not cool uncles. I could be a cool unk.
You can be.
But it's very unlikely.
It's just not going to be the same. Okay. Like you could be cool for an unk. You could be a cool version of an unk, but I don't think you could just straight up be mainstream cool anymore.
Damn.
I don't think that's possible for you. No, do I think it's possible for me. Now, by the way, great graphic that's out right now at Happer Show.
Really having fun with the photos we took today.
We have both been labeled as unk. I can't wait for all the Gen Z responses to this to confirm our unk status.
Streets is talking.
I feel as if I am the Gen Z, one of the Gen Zs of this radio station sometimes, or the people that I work with on an everyday basis, except for when I'm working at like if I'm working at the Storm Chasers, if I'm working at Creighton, if I'm working at Nebraska, I'm unk there now. I'm absolutely unk there because they're all in college.
Now, how is this hitting you? Because your personality has always been older than you are.
Yeah, but
it is always tough. Like those first few times, like, wow.
But I'm pretty youthful, I think.
Yeah. You have this. You live in this weird space where.
Yeah, where do I live?
You are youthful. You enjoy getting out and doing things. But a lot of your personality traits,
but I'm unk,
are old.
But I'm unk.
Whereas me,
you are full unk.
I don't want
You
to
love
go
Unk.
anywhere. I
Yeah.
don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
I don't want to see anyone.
I
don't wanna
tell
talk to
you,
anyone.
you know, or the children tell you that you're Unk, and you're
Yeah.
like, I know. Thanks.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Respect.
But if one of my, you know, one of the people that I work with at Creighton or Nebraska or the Storm Chasers, they were like, "You're Unk. You're like Unk of this place." I'd be like, "No,
Mhm.
I am. That sucks. I don't want to be the Unk." I think it happened after I had it's only been a year since I've been Unk. Once you have a kid, you're Unk.
Definitely.
It accelerates big time when you have a kid. You get unked in a hurry. In a flash.
Because you don't have a choice.
Jacob Bigelow has tweeted into the show.
Hi, Biggie.
When somebody adds Connor Happer to the group chat, and then it's one of those on 3 memes that says Unk is out.
Unk is out.
Yep. That is absolutely true. I hate group chats. And that is pretty Unk of me. That's for sure. I definitely have a lot of Unk qualities. But just so you guys know, if somebody comes up to you, you know, you're around
youngins,
Chillins. Youths, the high school, college age kids, and they come up to you and they say,
idiots.
You're Unk. Don't take it as a diss, but understand what they are saying to you. That's all I want you to know. This is an informative segment.
What a great piece of news that you can use.
Yep. News for your life. By the way, Bigelow also made me aware of we were talking about college basketball schedules. I think the bat signal went out for him. You can take the man out of the basketball, but not the basketball out of the man.
That's right.
Biggie
be ballin'.
He made me aware of this tweet that Wichita State.
Remember them? Losers.
Wichita State is not going to play any power conference opponents in non-con
all year. Huh?
So I guess not all year because they're in the whatever conference.
The stupid conference.
The stupid idiot.
Because nobody wanted them.
That's like the
because they suck.
It's like the Unk conference. Man, that is a wild, wild deal. Wichita State went to a Final Four, Josh.
That's right.
That was a real life thing that happened. And then Creighton left them, and then they went to a bad conference, and now they're just like, we can't. It's not that we can't get anybody to play us; it's that we don't want to play anyone. We actually want to be more mid-major.
Who's in the battle for Atlantis this year? They're going to that.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. That's cool. That's good. That's a really prestigious tournament for them.
They're hosting DePaul.
Okay, that's a power. Hey, who tweeted this? Respect the Big East, Taylor Eldridge.
Now, there's only 7 games listed on the school's website. Maybe the DePaul game fell through or something.
Did they forget to respect the Big East?
Sure seems that way.
That is not cool. DePaul is a power conference team.
I know it doesn't feel like it, but
it felt like it when I was doing that game, Josh. I was like, whoa, this is a big deal. This is happening.
Wichita State could potentially play Virginia Tech or Vanderbilt in the battle for Atlantis. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it works.
Okay. All right. There you go. So,
but they're still Wichita State.
Yeah.
They play in another league.
Take it easy on Wichita State. Maybe they're not so bad after all.
Oh, they're pretty bad.
All right. We're back with Steve Sipple.
Unk.
We'll see if Unk is ready to go next on 1620 The Zone.
Steve Sipple,
Hey! The conversation gets even more uncomfortable, okay?
Omaha!
Steve Sipple on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
That's right. It's time for Steve Sipple from HuskerOnline.com. He joins us now via the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. Sipple, hello. How are we feeling about this this 1 o'clock phone call?
I like it. It makes a lot of sense for everybody. We're on a schedule that makes sense, and it's not so indefinite. So thank you.
It makes it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it makes it much more likely that we end up actually doing the phone call, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying.
Okay.
In a roundabout way. It makes it 100% likely, unless I come down with some ailment.
Okay, that's good. You always leave space just in case you come down with some sort of ailment. Simple. We were just talking about this. Have you ever been called by, by like one of the grandkids or something like that? Have you ever been called Unc?
No.
So,
I get it though. Hear that? I hear it.
You do?
I've heard it from the younger folk. Yeah. Not directed at me, but I've seen it in videos and such. Yeah.
So maybe you're post Unc at this point. I don't know, because they're calling people like me Unc at this point. So I don't know what they would call you.
Ooh, that's not good for you.
No, I know.
No, I'm at not even. Now, here's the problem I've had. This isn't becoming a major problem for me, and then you would say why, but I'll tell you why. There's random people that will call me Grant. Salute. There's a guy that saluted me at a bar. Salute me,
like salute.
Yeah, salute. Yeah, Grant. I'm like, what? I don't even know. Like, I didn't know the guy. It was total. See, those moments you'd say, wow, well, you're a grandpa. What's the big deal? You're pushing 60. I'm not ready for that. I'm just not ready for randoms to call me Grant.
Where were you? What? Why were you saluting with random people at a bar? Like,
it was O'Rourke downtown, and I don't know. I was just there with a friend, and there's a guy at the end of the bar, and he gave me that.
And he gave you the shot, and he was like, "Go ahead, drink up, Gramps."
Yeah.
That's messed up. That you can't have that.
I was taken aback, and it's not the first time it's happened. I got a waiter who said something very similar. He took the orders of Robin and Sean, and there was one other younger person with us. He said, "Okay, what it'll be, Pop."
Oh man!
Yeah, it starts.
That's what they referred to Mike Ehrmantraut on Breaking Bad a lot. I think you have some Mike Ehrmantraut qualities, but you know what Mike would do? He would smash heads. Like maybe you gotta, next time that happens, you gotta put somebody in their place.
Yeah, I don't feel that strong about it.
Okay.
All it is, it's the evolution of it's the evolution of your life. I look like a grandpa.
Yep, and apparently I look like Unc.
Right. You kind of, you're moving to that stage.
That's true.
Unc.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks, Scraps. The other thing I wanted to ask you before we get into football stuff is, have you seen? I'm sure young Jake has kept you apprised of the things that were happening at the Coldplay concert this week. Have you seen any of this?
I did see that. It's horrifying. Yeah.
Okay. It is horrifying. It is horrifying. Yes, and the memes that have come out of it, I'm sure you see those as well.
I don't know. I don't know that I've seen what constitutes a meme. I've seen the TikTok video. I've noted how pervasive it is.
It is very pervasive.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it was on Fox News. It was all over the place. So yeah, that's what I mean by horrifying. My God.
Yeah, very, very, very public.
Yeah, you better be careful out there.
You definitely got to be careful. Okay, was that me, or did you predict Nebraska's record already? And why did you do that in July?
What are you talking about?
Didn't you say that they were going to go 9-3?
I did predict it, and I did it in July because on our site, Husker Online, we were required for one of our summer offerings to give our prediction. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to give the prediction on Saturday with Robin and Sean, and I'm going to write about it for Sunday.
And so do you leave room in there in case, if there's a significant development during fall camp or maybe something is said at Big Ten Media Days to move that up or down in whichever way you see fit?
I didn't, but that's sort of implied, I think. It's not, my prediction's not set in stone.
You see, but we're about to get into the talking season. Is there anything that could alter that could shift that one way or the other that happens next week? I mean, outside of a devastating injury or something like that in the next 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say if Dylan goes down, it would alter.
No, more something that is said or a storyline that emerges.
No. I'm predicting no on that. No, I feel good about it. Happened very organically. I almost feel like I had to apologize for predicting 9-3, but it did happen really organically. I got rushed into it. I didn't know about the assignment, found out at 10 p.m. on Friday, and then had to have it done that night. And I just hunkered in my kitchen and, I said, I'm going to do this in an hour. And I came up with 9-3. And I said, I'm not going to overthink this. I think they're going to go 9-3. I think they're going to lose to UCLA. What the losses are: UCLA, Penn State, and Minnesota. So some road losses. I think they'll get Michigan. But tough. It'll be tough. They're going to have to, you're going to have to win a bunch of close games in there. But I think it's very doable. The schedule is as manageable as it'll get probably. And I think they have a team that can negotiate it, but it'll be rough. It'll be tough. I mean, it's, but I just think that in year 3, the program is sort of equipped now. It doesn't have to be a freak show if they lose. Like if they lose to Cincinnati, it doesn't have to be, oh God, Here we go. I hope that's the case.
Why will Nebraska be able to get over the hump in close games this year?
I mean, year 3, I would say, is a big part of that rule. Year 3 of the program, particularly of the head coach's leadership. You have a real quarterback and you have a real OC. That's a lot of it. A lot of it is that. The thing you wonder about, and I think they're equipped defensively. They were a top 25 defense last year. I don't know if they're that, but I don't think it's too far from that. They're going to be much better on special teams. I say that with certainty. They will. It's not that hard to predict that because they were so bad. But I think they'll be much better on special teams. I think it could be a special teams where, midway through the season, it's a big story. Like we're going, wow, what a transformation. I think that's the kind of thing we could be looking at. So that's a big reason. The thing the only hesitancy I have is to, the red zone's been an issue, and you got to run the ball in the red zone. I think they can do it. I think the offensive line will, I think it'll get the necessary. They'll move people up front to a level where you can run in the red zone, but you have to. You just can't. We've seen Nebraska struggle in the red zone, and a lot of it just goes back to that. They just don't run the ball very well.
They, I talked about this actually with, I think it was BC about a week ago. And I finished off I was late on getting the last 2 games in on my drive chart that keeps track of a variety of different things.
Yeah.
Not exactly red zone, but one of the big storylines I think last year was the amount of times they got, whether it was across midfield, I tracked past the 40 and did or didn't score. So the number that I tracked in totality last year, percentage of drives that reached the opponent's 40 and did not score any points, was 38%.
Woo.
That is a big, fat number.
It is. And I think it's not all run game related, obviously. There's a lot that goes into that conversation, but 2 things are run game and play calling. But the play calling gets diminished as you go further deeper into the red zone because there's only so much you can do. And that's what I mean.
It's also field goal kicking too, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They had a lot of that last year too.
And I think they'll be much better there. I think that, you know, the scheme, they feel really good about the punting scheme. And they feel really good about the return man. I mean, I think you could see Ja'Cory Barney pop as a big-time punt returner. They're going to try to return punts, and Barney's equipped. So is Andrew Marshall. So I think that, you know, I don't know about kickoff return. I don't know how that, you know, it's just the new college football. You don't even see it very much.
True.
But, I think the punt return game will be significant. I think special teams will be good. I know Eckler. I know he feels really good about the athleticism that he's come upon. That they're going to throw guys. They're going to put a lot of guys out there that he feels are big time athletes. So, and you know, this is a guy coming from the SEC world. When he comes in and says, "Oh yeah, we got athletes here," that means a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. So I was thinking about this a little bit earlier too. There is, I mean, they're replacing a lot along the defensive line, and there's just kind of a pile of names there that they have. I mean, some of which are going to have to play, you know, starter minutes for them and be really productive players. But it's a question mark up front on the defensive side. Who do you want to hear from Rule or somebody else over the next couple weeks here? It doesn't have to just be next week at media days. We'll see how into the weeds we get on that. But who do you want to hear from that defensive line that they think is primed for a breakout season this year?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question that way, open-ended. I mean, there's a lot. Keona Davis, I think, is they're very confident in. They were last year. There was like the former defensive line coach. I was telling you, Callahan gets really tired of talking about this, but that former defensive line coach, whose name is escaping right now, the guy who went to Florida State. Help me.
Terrence Knighton.
Terrence Knighton couldn't tell me enough off the record about Keona Davis and what that's going to look like eventually. And now that was last summer, so eventually is now. So I think you watched Keona Davis really closely. They within the program, they were excited about him last summer, but you know, he was a true freshman, and you're playing a tough position in the Big Ten, and he I don't know, was he playing 7 to 9 snaps, 7 to 10 snaps like that?
Yeah,
and made minimal impact, but looked good. I think that's the name that comes to mind, except for what you hope as a Nebraska fan is that in August you start to hear sort of legitimate talk, not just wanting talk, legitimate talk about Williams Nwaneri.
Yeah,
because he didn't really pop in the spring, but August can be really important, and I would hope that for a guy like that, I hope that he sees August and says, okay, this is where I got to do it now. I gotta push my game to a level where there's people talking about me getting 7 sacks this year, you know, something like that. I mean, it doesn't mean he has to be good right away necessarily, but it would really help. You know, they don't have a ton of like big time talent over there. They have a few guys that I think would maybe fit in that category, like Van Poppel, and I'd say the guy I was just talking about, Keona Davis.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the guys. You know, Judy's obviously got to be sufficient or better. It's a kind of a limited number of guys. I don't know what kind of injury situation you can sustain there. It's a huge, huge thing to watch. Huge.
Sipple, before we let you go, when was the last time you were in Vegas prior to this coming Monday?
I kept telling people 89. I think it was before that. I was barely, if I was drinking age, it was barely.
Whoa. Hey, so it's changed a lot, I think.
1987, 1988, maybe. Yeah, it was. I'm sure it's changed dramatically.
Yeah,
it did leave a big impression on me, but yeah. So it's been a long time.
I think you'll enjoy the desert heat and the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip, and I look forward to reports on your many adventures over the. Are you staying for the whole thing?
I need some desert heat, by the way. No.
Okay.
No, we're going on Monday, and we're coming back on Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah, Sean's. I don't know why earlier this summer when he said, "Do you want to stay on Wednesday?" I said no. I don't know why I did. I just said no. Let's just get back. I don't know why I did that. It's a mistake I made. But we're coming back.
No, I actually think you made a really smart decision. Any more time than what you need to be in Las Vegas is tends to be a bit of a hassle, I think.
Can you tell me why?
It's just it's I don't know, there's a lot of walking. There is a lot of there's only so much you can kind of do unless you want to spend a whole bunch of money, I suppose. Yeah. And it gets a little bit exhausting after 2 and 3 and 4 nights of doing the same thing. I would advise people go to Vegas for like 3 days at a time.
3 days at the most, huh?
Yep. That's a pretty good amount of time to be there.
All right. Well, it's just a work trip, so I'm not gripping about anything. I'm interested to see it. That's the thing.
Well, enjoy.
And we're eating Golden Steer. We're eating at Golden Steer on Tuesday night. So I'm looking forward to that.
Golden Steer, you said?
I think that's what it's called. It's a famous steakhouse in Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. Maybe I'm getting the name wrong.
No, you got it. I just never heard of it before. That's the thing. You guys always find the best steakhouse of whatever town you go to. I'll give Sean that. He's all over.
They're celebrating 90 years of Vegas right now at this
Hell
Golden
yeah.
Steer.
You could call that restaurant Gramps.
Yeah, it's 90. I'm 59. I mean, yeah, but that's it. That's the Gramps thing is taking hold.
Okay. Well, safe travels. Look forward to all your guys' stuff out there, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thanks to you guys. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right, see ya. Steve Sipple from HuskerOnline.com. Sean, classic. Yeah. Sean's got the steakhouse all locked in. Where is the Golden Steer?
I don't know, but I'm looking at the menu. A la carte, of course. You get a 45-ounce tomahawk.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
45-ounce tomahawk?
That's right.
Holy shnikes. I don't know.
Served with a choice of soup or salad and a selection of 2 sides.
$400?
$275.
Okay. All right. Not bad. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it looks like it's off. Oh, wow. North end there. Interesting. I don't go up in that area very much. Fascinating.
Sounds good. These are big steaks.
Sounds like Steve Sipple will be in an Uber. Which will be exciting for him. Unless they got a car. They might have a car.
Might have one car for the crew.
Sure. I'm sure somebody out there, probably Sean, is an MGM points reward, gets the perks and
Has
stuff.
been there since 1987.
Yeah, a little surprising.
Yeah.
Now the Big Ten is west coasting itself or westifying itself, and things are going to be in Vegas and in Los Angeles and stuff like that. So
basketball tournament at some point.
Yeah,
right?
Sipple will be getting refamiliarized. Sipple won't go to the basketball tournament,
Right.
but he'll be getting refamiliarized with Las Vegas. It has changed. It changed from when I went there the first time to when I went for the second time, and there was about a 4-year gap. So apparently Cody writes in, he says, the Golden Steer is famous for their Caesar salad. Watch the video on YouTube about the salad. Okay. I will do that. I have homework in the break. We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone. Okay, I have done my homework, and I am glad I did.
What'd you learn? What were the takeaways?
So we got a YouTube comment from, who was it? Oh, no, it was a text. It was a text from Cody about going to watch the YouTube video about the Caesar salad from the restaurant that Sipple's going to next week. I did. I loved it. They made the, the dressing table side, from scratch in the bowl. Start with the egg, and then you kind of just go from there. Pour a variety of different things in there. And then once that's all done and kind of swished around a little bit, you toss in the lettuce, dump in the cheese, shake it up. I bet they serve it on a nice cold plate too. So the answer to the most recent poll question of, have you ever watched a YouTube video about a Caesar salad? I will have to vote yes.
Well,
Josh,
they'll be happy to have your vote.
I will have to vote yes,
as they are trailing already.
So then we also got a couple comments here. This is from Travis.
Hey, Travis.
On YouTube. Poll question, have you ever spent more than $100 on a steak?
That is up at Happer Show.
Josh, you're not going to like my answer. Well, the listeners aren't going to like it. Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Connor,
of course I have.
I've been shaming you and your finances for weeks.
Oh, but look at you, Josh. What are you going to say to this question?
But I
rich boy,
absolutely spent over $100 on a steak.
You're a rich boy.
Do not regret it.
I heard that there was plans for you. Was that you who said you were going to go to expensive steak city over there on the
other Josh?
Ah, that's right. Well, he's gonna do that.
I'm going to Peroni Central tomorrow.
You rat!
I know.
You invited me. I can't make
It's fine. We'll do it again. We'll do it another time.
We will. We will. Also, Bill writes in.
Hi, Bill.
I can speak from personal experience that if Sipple didn't get a reservation at the Golden Steer a few months back, he's not getting in. Don't worry, they've had it for months. If Sean Callahan is booking the travel, which he is, that reservation's been on the books for a long time. Whenever the day they announced Big Ten Media Days was in Vegas, or whenever they announced the dates of Big Ten Media Days, they booked that dinner.
Sean Callahan is very knowledgeable about the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team and the Big Ten. I would argue he's equally as knowledgeable about steakhouses of the Midwest.
Andy said, love a good Caesar. Boy, do I ever.
Good take.
I was actually just thinking recently I could go for a nice big salad.
You uttered this in the halls yesterday afternoon.
I did. That was, okay. I'm glad somebody heard that. Yeah, it was, I wanted a big salad yesterday. Just randomly, out of nowhere. I'm like, I really want a big salad.
Yeah.
Throw some protein in there. Just mix it around. Oh, it's real good. Whopper tweets in.
Hi, Whopper.
It's a GIF of that dog, and he's doing the side eye. I believe that is in response to me saying that I spent over $100 on a steak.
You got to do it. You'll be happy you did.
I'm just saying, yeah, if you haven't, you should. I don't care what tax bracket you're in.
Sign the slip and then forget about it.
Yeah. It's just, you don't, it's not cash anyway.
Yeah.
It's all fake money. Now, Dave Ramsey wouldn't tell you that, but I will. I would make a YouTube channel and just be Oppo Dave Ramsey and just say, do whatever you want at any point in time. That's what I would say.
A great bit.
What do you think?
I'm gonna be Bizarro Dave Ramsey and just tell you it's fine. You'll make more money. It'll be fine.
Dave Ramsey, if you're in $1 of credit card debt, he's like, you need to live in a cave and not talk to anybody. Yeah. And I'm just out here like, whatever, man. You just whatever you feel in any moment, I say you should just act. You just go for it. If it involves taking a trip somewhere, I think you got to do it. You want to get that $100 steak because just you're feeling like it. I think you just let it rip.
Dear Dave, dear Connor, I'm looking for two diverging opinions on this topic. I have $87 in my bank account. I'm thinking of biking to work, but I'm also a giant lardo. What can I do? Please help.
Whatever it takes. That's my answer.
Okay, I guess I'm driving to work. Gas.
Chris writes in,
Hi, Chris.
What's the most you'd spend on a steak? It's hard to say.
The limit does not exist.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
There has to be a limit.
But
you're
never going.
No.
Hey, it's Thursday. Better go get $100 steak. Like, you're going to there for something.
That is correct. Like, there is no limit to what I would spend in that. There is still a limit, but in that moment, yeah. Josh, I told you about some ideas that I have for an upcoming trip that I have, and
yes, that's right.
I don't want to talk about that.
Nope, don't talk about that on the air. You will not like the way it goes for you.
I don't want to talk about that very much, but I have some plans. I don't think it's actually going to happen, but
the odds are very slim.
The odds are very slim, but that will be what I will agree to being called rich at that point. Because you should. I will not be able to. I will not be able to escape the allegations at that point. But I really want that.
I want it for you.
Act like a rich person. That's all.
You don't.
Okay, good. Any takes on Stephen Colbert? So drop that one on you. Before we go here.
I got opinions on BS press releases.
Oh, did they do one?
Yeah.
What did they say?
That it was completely budgetary.
Oh, it's completely budgetary.
Well,
the number one show got canceled.
I mean, I guess there is a shred of a kernel of truth to that when someone in the news department goes half-cocked and gets sued by the president, and they're like, "Well, crap, we got to cut $200 million from our budget."
So I have one take on late night TV.
Okay.
So say whatever you want about these guys. This is not about politics.
We would never. We're sticking.
Once again, just we don't have to make it about that. This is objectively not a good thing, right? When a brand as significant as The Late Show, once hosted by David Letterman, just got outright canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're left with half of the shows being Jimmy Fallon. This is objectively bad. I never watched the show. I don't watch any of them. I suppose that's the point of canceling the show, but I really still want them to exist. I don't know how to explain it other than I want them to be there, but I am not going to do anything to save them.
And Jimmy Kimmel has long talked about, I don't want to do this show anymore, but I'm locked in. It would be stupid.
Fallon or Kimmel?
Kimmel, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean,
if Fallon didn't want to do what he wanted to do, his life would really suck.
Right. Fallon, in a lot of ways, needs that show. Jimmy Kimmel doesn't care.
Yeah. But it seemed like Colbert kind of, he was good with it, right?
I think so.
Yeah. He was probably, so there's like the political spectrum of those three guys. Like he maybe was the most, is palatable the right word? Like maybe not, but it's I don't know, people should lighten up first of all on that stuff.
Great take.
Whatever. Just watch TV. If you don't agree with something, then just keep sitting there. It's really okay. It's not going to end your world if someone says something that you don't agree with. But that's neither here nor there. But it's weird. I think you're a weirdo if you care about that stuff.
Yeah.
I care if I'm watching a late night television show. I want to be entertained. And I want to think the comedy stuff that they're doing is funny. And if I don't, that's when I'll turn off the TV. Not if someone says something bad about Trump or not
or
Trump.
Anyone.
Or
anyone who may be the president of the United States.
Or anyone.
Or,
yes.
Yeah. I believe Fallon would be the most palatable for that.
Yeah, he is, which actually makes him the worst, which actually makes him the least palatable. Out of all.
He's the most vanilla ice cream of the three.
100%.
And boy, this feels like the first domino, and they will all fall in the next 5
Do you think late
to
night
10
TV
years.
is dead?
Yes.
Now, I tell you one thing that's dead on late night TV. The microphones that they have on the table, Those don't do anything.
What?
What do those microphones do?
They're just for show?
No way. I mean, they used to use those microphones. That used to be the microphone. They would both talk into the one big microphone.
Now what?
Now they both have microphones
Clipped to their lapels.
I believe there's a word for that. Lapel mics.
Whoa.
They mic them up. And so but all these years they kept that microphone on the table. What's up with that?
It was an homage to the host who came before them.
What's up with that? Why do they have those microphones on the table?
Why doesn't Keenan host one of these?
Oh, I'm sure he's filled in before.
I know why Keenan doesn't.
Because he doesn't work outside of the couple SNLs.
Oh. Arsenio's the only one like Keenan who's ever done that.
What? People like Keenan.
People love Keenan.
White people like Keenan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He could do that.
I would love for him to get that.
I would love for all of the late night shows to exist, although I will do nothing to save them.
When was the last time I
flipped on Jimmy Fallon a couple weeks ago just because I was bored.
Not to John Bishop SNL this thing, but when was the last time one of these shows had a bit that went even remotely viral? Like, oh, did you see that thing fill in the name of the blank host did last night?
Good question. I feel
like maybe a carpool karaoke with Corden and Paul McCartney.
Nothing in particular comes to mind, but I feel like I have seen clips from all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe one of them a month or something like that.
I got to get on this TikTok, man.
You do. You learn a lot.
I'd see more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You would. Your eyes would open up. That's for sure. You'd be getting called Unc all the time on there.
I've been called Unc enough for one day. Thank you.
When I went to New York, whatever time, when we went there for a trip just to actually experience the city, we were like, I think I want to go to this. I didn't care about Jimmy Fallon, but I wanted to go to the late night show. And I told the story before. We ended up going to the Fallon monologue rehearsal. He was recording a bit, and then we ended up going to Seth Meyers that night. John Malkovich was the guest.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Con Air. It always comes back to Con Air, Josh.
Cyrus the Virus.
We'll be back after this with the polls, and we'll tell you what to watch on 1620 The Zone. All right, so the polls at Happer Show on the J-Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed. I think we had one from the crossover yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Whoa. I got to do some scrolling here. Oh, yeah. Do you have TikTok hands? No, my hands are hardened and calloused.
No, I got TikTok hands. I'm sorry.
You do have soft hands, Josh.
Thank you.
87% say no. They don't have TikTok hands. They have hands like a manly man.
Wow.
Do you like eating outside? Absolutely and definitively not.
Nope.
55% say yes. I was curious on that one.
Sad.
Have you ever jumped off a train?
My God, no.
Yes. 75% say no. Are you an 11 by 15 man?
I guess so. I don't know. That's paper, right?
Yes. I don't know if that's a real size. Yeah, maybe it is. 68% say no. Few more. After all our memes today.
Good meme day.
Do you need some desert heat?
No.
I don't either. 70% say no. Have you ever spent more than $100 on a steak? Yes, and I'd do it again.
Hell yeah.
66% say no.
Pores.
Whoa. You guys got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Treat yourself.
It's pretty cool. Have you ever watched a YouTube video about Caesar salad? Now I have.
I haven't.
You haven't even watched that one?
No.
Okay.
Just live vicariously through you.
75% say no. Once again, you guys got to do it. It'll change your life. Those are the poll questions. Josh, what are we watching tonight?
We are watching baseball on our televisions. It is back. Nationally televised games this weekend. Red Sox, Cubs tomorrow night. Big Fox. Giants, Blue Jays, 11 a.m. Sunday on Roku. That's where baseball lives, baby. And ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Tigers, Rangers, Skubal versus Eovaldi.
Of course.
Summer League semifinals tomorrow. The 4-seeded Kings take on the top-seeded Raptors at 3 o'clock on ESPN, and then followed immediately by the 2-3 matchup, the Hornets and the Thunder.
Oh.
And the championship is on Sunday.
Whoa, Ryan Kalkbrenner getting himself a ring.
Champion. WNBA All-Star Weekend still taking place in Indianapolis despite the unpleasantness. 3-point shootout and skills competition tonight at 7 on ESPN, but why bother? Am I right? And then the All-Star game tomorrow night on ABC at 8 o'clock. The Open Championship taking place. Round 3 tomorrow goes live at 4 a.m. on Peacock, 6 a.m. on NBC. And the final round, 3 a.m. Sunday on Peacock, 6 a.m. on NBC. Connor, you're going to think I'm making this up. I'm not.
Okay.
7:30 Sunday on ABC. They're showing the movie Big, starring Tom Hanks.
No way. The one where he's big?
The one where he's big. Not
Not
other
any
one.
of the other ones.
And finally, to make up for that crass joke about the movie Big, tonight on HBO at 7 o'clock, Billy Joel and So It Goes. The 2-week docuseries event offers an expansive portrait on the life and music of Billy Joel, exploring the love, loss, and personal struggles that fuel his songwriting.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about him. I don't think he's doing very well.
I think that is the case.
Okay. And then I get more worried when docuseries are coming out about him. That's all concerning.
Well, this one's only 2 parts.
When the 6-part one comes out, then
that's when you really got to go, crap.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's what we're watching this weekend, and that's the show. If you miss anything, perfect week. 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover's coming up next.